The Monsters Playbook is an adventure podcast for grown-ups. It contains violence and profanity and deals with adult themes that may be uncomfortable for some listeners. Specific content warnings can be found in the episode's show notes. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the Monsters Playbook, an actual play Monster of the Week podcast that's on a mission to root out the monsters lurking in the dark, including the most monstrous thing of all, feelings. This week on the cover story, it's a time for connections, reconnecting with old friends and making a few new ones, connecting the dots on some of the mysteries lurking in the background, and on at least one occasion, connecting to the actual literal internet. But it's not all hugs and handshakes. Sometimes it's not meeting new friends. Sometimes it's meeting the parents.
I'm John, and I play Mark Clayton.
I'm Lauren, and I play Kira and Anna Ashwood.
I'm Miah, and I play Theo Nessos.
I'm Johnny, and I play literally everybody else. Let's be careful out there.
Do we want to do pre-rolls or anything now or later?
So yes, this will be the beginning of a new mystery, so let's do those.
Premonitions. Oh, hell yeah. 13.
Oh, Kira, you roll so well. Kira also rolled a 13 for her woman with a plan. I think that's all she has now for like pre-mystery rolls. She used to have so many. Oh, no, wait, she also has her sect roll. Oh, no! I spoke too soon!
Uh-oh.
Why? What happened?
For my sect roll, I rolled double ones. So on a miss, they ask you to do something bad. And if you fail a mission or refuse an order, you'll be in trouble with the sect until you atone. Okay, and then for Anna, 9 for Anna.
I rolled a 9 for my stars align. Do we want to talk about any level ups that were taken?
Yeah, I should probably talk about my custom move.
Theo did take the resolve your first encounter improvement. So we'll see how that goes.
It's going to be great.
It'll be something.
Well, to be clear, the first encounter that you are referring to is...
It is the death and mystery of Theo's sister, Selena.
I also leveled up Kira last session. We created a custom move that sort of is modeled after the past lives extra weird moves from Tome of Mysteries. But for this move, we are calling it Not Quite Myself. So we kind of modeled it with some different flavor based on what Kira's whole deal is. So how we have it is that when she channels her altars, she can discover something and pose a question and roll plus weird. And then on a 10 or more, an altar has something useful to offer. You can ask 2 questions from below. 7 to 9, an altar has little experience with that. You can ask 1 question. On a miss, an altar takes over for a while and or may have already done something that will make things worse. Then the questions that you can ask with Not Quite Myself are, what does this altar advise me to do now? What secret does this altar know that I don't? What has this altar tried on things like this that hasn't worked? What would this altar never, ever, ever do in this situation? And what resources does this altar have access to that could help here?
I like those questions.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to play this game.
I'm still thinking.
Well, while you think, can Mark and I go on a date, or can Lowry and Anna go on a date?
Well, I'm Lowry.
Well, yeah.
You guys can talk about going on a date if that's what you want to do. Why don't you
Figure out what you guys want to do.
Why don't you call each other on the phone?
Mark opens his hotline. Ring, 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 ring. I'm calling Theo this time.
Okay, can I ask a clarifying question? After the whole thing with Sonoma, where did we all go, as well as like how many days or time later is now from then?
I think this is going to be a few days later.
Okay.
I went home to feed my bird.
Yes, Mark went home to feed his bird.
You always do.
We know. We know. You told us.
I do need to know, and I presume, Theo, have you gone back to the house, or are you staying with Yano or Mark?
I'm going to stay at Yano's place, and I think while staying there, Theo would have asked Yano, do you mind if I set up some magical
barriers?
Theo's going to make sure that Yano's okay with her, like, because effectively Yano's place is Theo's haven. So Theo would make sure that putting up protection spells and making, I think, maybe a closet he doesn't use, her oubliette. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Theo's staying with Yano. Yeah, I think that since Mark had told Theo that he wanted her to come over at some point, Theo would call Mark.
Hello?
Hey.
Hello?
Mark, can you hear me?
Oh, sorry, my phone is on 0. Hello?
Your phone was on 0?
Volume. I had it on 0.
Oh,
I was trying to sleep last night. It was really loud.
okay.
So what are you doing today?
You said that you wanted to hang out, so I was wondering if today you'd be free.
Sure. Hey, Catriel, do you mind if Theo comes over?
Are you talking to her on your fire guy thing?
She looks concerned.
Not if she's coming from where he is.
What?
You aren't supposed to be messing with that thing, I thought.
She points at your phone.
What?
The black stone.
No, this is...
It lights up different.
She's fine. You can come over.
Okay. Hold on one second. Theo's gonna put it on mute and look over at Yano. Would you mind giving me a ride to Mark's?
He will look up at you over the paperback book that he's reading and just arch his eyebrows. Roll manipulate someone.
That's a 12. And it's now an advanced move. Please?
He will shut the book, set it down, and then get up and walk over and put on a hat.
Hello?
Yeah, I'll be over in like 25 minutes. Yano's gonna drop me off.
Okay. That sounds good. Are you sure you don't need a ride? You're not gonna walk, right?
No, Yano's dropping me off.
Oh, okay. All right. See you in a bit.
Bye.
So yeah, I guess Yano takes Theo over to Mark's.
And I think Mark is gonna go over to Catriel with cell phone in hand and be like, okay, look, this is the stone that we need to be careful with. And this
Is the other stone that we need to be careful with.
is a music box. It is a communication device. It is a camera. Here, look. And I think he gives it to her. And one of the cool things you can do with that is search the internet. You ever seen Google? You should try Google.
Oh boy.
Oh no. She's got to get into queue right away.
Oh no.
Oh no.
This is how people communicate nowadays. And it's always interesting. You just got to be careful, though, because there's a lot of people just putting stuff out there. So,
I want you to roll investigate a mystery on Catrell's behalf, please.
9.
What is the most searched website that Mark goes to? Like, you know, when you start a new tab, like in your internet thing on your phone, and it shows like most frequented like websites.
You're not actually that weird.com.
Oh, John, no, you have to make that website. I think that Yana probably just like, you know, pulls up in front of Mark's house. Theo gets out. I'll get a ride from Mark on my way back. Thanks for the ride. Theo's going to secretly put a $20 bill in the cup holder because he drove her and for like the gas.
Mark is going to be outside with a visor on, and he's going to be watering the plants alongside the house.
What sort of plants do you have, Mark?
Hostas.
I think, yeah, I was going to say Theo's probably gonna be like, you finally got plants.
His reasoning for it is that when he was at the store, the person walked up to him and said hostas, but he heard hostile, and he's like, oh, they can't be that hostile. So he picked them up, and then...
Oh my god.
These aren't so bad.
Theo will like give you like a side hug while trying to avoid, I guess, the watering hose that you're watering.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
It's going okay.
Do you like my hostas?
Yeah, they look really good. Are you gonna get anything else?
Can they grow together?
I mean, I think certain plants can grow together. I mean, it depends on what you get. I've heard that pine trees, their roots can be really poisonous to certain plants. Plus, they take a lot of the sunlight, so you want to be careful with planting those near other plants.
Okay. Well, I'm almost done here. I just need to do the other side of the house. Catrell's inside on the internet. She discovered that today, so...
Is that safe to put her on the internet?
Well, I told her that she needed to be careful on there, because people post stuff all the time, but I don't know. I mean, she can't really... I mean, I take that back. She can probably cause damage. Why don't you go check on her? I'm gonna finish this.
Okay. Theo will head inside. How's Catrell?
She's staring at the phone, and as you walk in, she just hears your footfalls and goes, "What's a cuck?"
No! Oh no!
Hey, Catrell. Mark said that you're exploring the internet. What are you doing?
Yeah, and everybody's calling everybody a cuck, and what I think is weird is that they all have nothing in common, so I can't figure out what a cuck is.
Well,
I don't think Mark knows what that is either.
so just so you know, like, it's not a great thing to call somebody.
What's not a great thing to call somebody? Mark walks in.
Catrell, without missing a beat. Cuck.
Oh, isn't that what, like, chickens do? Like Cock-a-doodle-doo?
You're thinking of, I think, cluck. No, okay. Just, Ketrel, if I tell you what it means, will you promise me never to ever use it? Because you can get in a lot of trouble.
But what if it means something cool?
It doesn't mean something cool. It's really offensive and mean.
Wait.
What's it mean?
Why do people use it in reference to chickens?
If it's really mean, I won't use it unless I want to be really mean.
I mean...
I'm very confused. And Mark goes and puts his visor over on the shelf.
So, like, it kind of is a derogatory, like, term usually towards, like, men who, like, it's like, they use it to call another guy, like, weak and whose, like, significant other is unfaithful to them in, like, a sexual kind of way, and it's not a great word. There are other words, there are better words that you can use.
I think Mark turns red.
Uh-oh, I have to have the sex talk now, don't I?
But these guys aren't doing sex. They're talking about, like, taxes.
Can I see? Like, can I see what you're looking at?
Sure.
Okay. Can Theo take the phone and, like, put on parental settings and securities?
Roll act under pressure.
I roll a 7.
Then yeah, you set up parental controls on Mark's phone and mixed success. You almost immediately forget the password.
Wait, Theo, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm just checking to see what Ketrel's been, like, looking at. And that she hasn't, run into anything dangerous.
Okay.
I think that... Okay, this isn't very creative, but I think that the password that Theo creates...
He's cock 1, 2, 3.
No. It's skies above, but instead of an S, it's a $sign.
Okay.
And Theo will, I think, Google something else like the volcano chemistry like thing that you do for like kids.
Wait, what?
You want to go to children's YouTube? Educational videos?
Yeah.
Put on bubble guppies.
Can I Google images of clouds and then hand it back to her?
Sure. So the password you mentioned, you no longer remember.
Oh, shit.
So there's that. Actually, I can tell you some of the visions. I can tell you what Mark saw and I can tell you what Anna saw. I'm still working on the mission. So Mark, because you rolled that real good 13-ness, there is a cemetery. It's precisely midnight and there is a heat lightning electrical storm, the kind of lightning thunderstorm where there is no rain. This is not just any cemetery, as the entrance prominently features both a statue and a sort of metal carving on the gate of a centaur, a very specific centaur, the ancestor. It is Nessos. This is the Nessos family cemetery. Inside this cemetery, deep inside it actually, in a mausoleum, you see yourself and Kira dying. You have both been stabbed, and you can see that through some magical means, your souls are being sucked out of your body. The energy of them seems to decay and rot, and then a pair of hands reach into them and dissolve the spirit energy into a sort of glowing fireflies. One of those hands is gray. This is Theo. Her eyes are empty, and as she's illuminated by this swarm of glowing dots, Bennett VI, her father, places a hand on her shoulder. And then Anna can see Kira fighting an older man with sort of medium dark skin with an eye patch, and his face has many scars on it. They're facing off and fighting each other. Anna's vision comes from basically her own perspective. She can see Kira, she can see this man in the eye patch. She can also see Theo. The man in the eye patch reaches out one hand at Kira, another hand at Theo, and closes the hands into a fist. You see Theo try to cast a spell, but finds that she can't. She can't even speak. And then you see Deacon come up behind Kira, place something over her face. And the man with the eye patch points his finger right at you, Anna. And then you see Kira turn her gun on you.
Well, that's neat.
What else do you want to do in this adorable moment where you're talking about plants and turning off key features of Mark's cell phone?
What did you want to do, Mark?
As they're doing that, I think Mark reaches into his pouch from another world and pulls out the other stone that has the fire thing in it. and he's looking at both of them, and he sets them down on his kind of coffee table situation in front of his chair or his couch. And so he sits down on the couch and just kind of looks at it for a little bit and tries to see if they interact with one another. Like the little orbs that are flying around in there, do they interact with one another?
From stone to stone?
From stone to stone, like are they looking as though they want to be back together, or what is?
No, they seem perfectly content. Well, not content. They seem like they are not trying to...
They seem independent.
They do seem independent.
Once Theo gets Ketrel maybe settled back into the phone, the internet, Theo will go over and plop on the couch next to Mark.
How do I get these things to go back?
What things?
Don't you see the orbs floating around in there?
Theo looks at the stones. I think this is the first time she's seen them. What is that? And Theo leans forward. I'm guessing I recognize the flames. So
this heat sink is supposed to get rid of these orbs.
Yeah, and?
I want to know what are these stones? Like, I've been around them so long, and it can keep things in like this.
Well, and I think Theo puts her hand on your leg. Maybe once Kira extracts Oscar or whatever that is, we can look into deeper of what these stones are. I'd hate to mess with it while he's still in there and accidentally let him loose, or worse, make more of him, which you did.
Or a part of him. I don't know.
Did you invite me over just to look at these stones, or?
No, we can go somewhere. I don't know. I just got done watering my plants, and I didn't know you guys were coming so fast. So,
do you want to go for a walk?
Sure. Let me put this back, and then Mark puts the stone back with the orb in it. All right, and then puts the other one in his pocket. Let's go.
Theo will entangle her fingers with Mark's. So, how have you been?
Well, I just had a fantastic vision a little bit ago. You want to see it?
Maybe a little bit later. I kind of just want to go on a walk with you. Just maybe pretend to be a little normal for a little bit.
That's hard for a guy like me. But, sure. Mark puts away his weird for a little bit.
So, what kind of music do you like to listen to?
Oh.
I mean, I never have really had one genre that I listened to, but I don't know. I like classical music.
Really?
Yes. Is that bad?
Well, no, it's not bad at all. I didn't think that you're a classical music listener. I heard that you liked the Beatles, but...
I mean, I'm aware of the Beatles, and I know I like some of their songs, I guess, but I guess I don't have that on all the time. The classical music is, I don't know, I put it on, and Lariat and I both we kind of just hang out to that.
That's cool.
Although I don't know how Catriel feels about it. She seems to be confused.
I mean, it's not the worst genre of music. I mean, there are other ones that would be less enjoyable.
What kind of music do you listen to?
My musical taste is a little bit eclectic. I'd say it's a mixture of maybe
Wait, let me guess. Rock.
Kind of. I mean, more alternative rock. And more so pop, maybe a little bit of punk, but I don't know, it's kind of all over the place. I don't really care for rap though.
Does your family know what type of music you like?
I guess. I mean, I don't know. Why? That's kind of a weird question.
Do your music tastes come from your family and stuff like that, or is that something?
No.
Okay.
No. Do you have, I'm going to say, because I have a question, but then I realized Miah, this is, I don't know if Mark's going to have an answer, but I think Theo won't realize it. Do you have a favorite Christmas present that you've gotten?
Christmas present?
Yeah. I'm sorry, does your family not celebrate Christmas?
I mean, my mom was always kind of a whiz at making me clothing and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So, I don't know, some of the hats and, gloves that she's given me and stuff, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of what Mark would have gotten.
I think I like the idea that your mother made you almost exclusively handmade presents.
I was going to say, that's kind of where I was.
And I also like the idea that one of them, you would have been quite young indeed, maybe 7 or 8, and she carved for you out of a dark stone a bird.
Had a little bird statuette.
Wouldn't I still have that though? That's the other thing. I'm what would I still have that?
Because we just made this up, I think you haven't thought about it for a long time. but it also does stand to reason that there is a lot of stuff. If you have it, it's in a box that you haven't opened in years.
And maybe I just didn't think that it was that made of that material or something like that at the time or something.
Well, you also literally put your mother in a box for years.
Yeah, it's also something that you got from your mother and you didn't want to think about her for a lot of your life.
Yeah, it's been oppressed. Yeah. I think, strangely enough, an obsidian stone. And I don't know why I haven't thought about this in a while. I'm going to check this out when I get home. Yeah, and then I just think...
I'm sorry, did I bring up a bad memory?
No. It's interesting because I haven't really thought about this item in a while. And I don't know why. And then I think Mark all of a sudden just like goes through all the memories of dealing with his mom and why he left and all that stuff. He just takes a deep breath. Oh man.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just...
We can talk about something else. I'm sorry I asked.
No, it's just it brought up a bunch of old memories. It's all in the past now and stuff. But
bad memories?
Kind of, but I mean things have resolved. It's okay now. But yeah, I got this obsidian stone that my mom carved into this bird.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is. And for a time, my mom and I just weren't on the best of terms, and so I put those things away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But now come to think of it, I mean, based on this new stone that I've gotten, it's made of the same material, and I'd be interested to see if that's been interacting with me in different ways too and stuff. I mean, I hold these stones so close to me, and I mean that's part of the reason I want to look into it, because I don't know what they do or what they are.
Well, could obsidian be like your birthstone or something?
Well, does your birthstone affect you? I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, yeah. To answer your question, that was probably one of my favorite gifts that I got from my mom for Christmas.
That's really nice.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite?
Mine isn't as cute and sentimental as yours. And I feel like in comparison, it seems a little silly. But when I was little, I really, really wanted... have you seen... So it's called a Sky Dancer. And like it's kind of like a Barbie, except instead of like arms, it kind of like expands into like wings. And it's on this little like trigger gun thing that you like pull, kind of like one of those like, like kind of like Woody toys or like a lawnmower.
I think Mark is completely oblivious to what you're talking about, but he nods his head with his mouth open. Yeah. You
like spin it and it takes off and it goes like flying. But then it turns out that it got banned a couple of years later. But my sister knew that I really, really wanted one, and she got it for me for Christmas one year.
That's interesting. What? So wait, you pull the thing and then it like flew?
Yeah, you like pull kind of this drawstring thing, and this like Barbie winged thing just like took off kind of like a helicopter and went flying on like its own accord. I may have almost hit Deacon once. And then
Mark, you may recognize this as dragonflies, which was the boy version of the toy you're describing.
Oh wait, so is it kind of like dragonflies? Like you spin the thing and it like...
that sounds familiar, yeah, maybe. There
were a line that were like fairies that would fly, and then there were a line that were like dragon riding soldiers that would fly in exactly the same way.
But yeah, my sister got me that for Christmas, but then Deacon destroyed it.
Well, I mean, maybe we can go get one of those and you can show me.
Oh, they're banned. Like you can't. They don't make them
they didn't
anymore.
Ban it at like your school or anything. They just like straight up banned them in the city.
They stopped production on them. They, I guess, are a hazard to kids. Which, like, I mean, in hindsight, like, does kind of make sense because it flies on its own. I saw this video once where one flew into like a fireplace and caught on fire.
Okay. I mean that sounds dangerous. Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, but I appreciate the thought.
Well, we should go check on Catrail, make sure she hasn't gone to any sites.
The dark web.
But hey, thanks for the walk and talking.
Well, thanks for like having me over. It was nice to be normal for a little bit.
What is normal? And I think Mark grabs your hand.
Aww.
Can I ask you for that favor that you promised me when we first met? You said that you would be willing to help me find, well, at the time you thought it was my friend, but my sister who had died, Selena. You see ghosts and...
Of course. I see ghosts all the time.
I'm wondering if you'd be able to help me maybe, like, find her. I have an idea of, like, how we might be able to, but I think I just need a little extra help.
Yeah, I mean, where do you want to start with that? I mean, do you know, how did she die? If you don't mind me asking, of course.
I don't know. They say that she was on a job, but I don't really know exactly what happened.
The family?
Yeah. She was working.
I mean, no offense, but do you think that they know more? And they didn't tell you the whole story?
Things are a little tense between me and my family right now, and I'm not really talking to them. So I'm a little afraid to ask them for information on something that we're supposed to leave buried and dead. Because we're not supposed to contact the dead. We're not supposed to deal with ghosts. That's why each time when we encounter them, it just makes me a little uncomfortable. And I'm hoping that maybe you and I can do some sort of spell or ritual, and you could help with the ghost side.
Dealing with ghosts is basically all we do. So yeah, let's find your sister.
Awesome. I think I'm gonna go swing by the Clockwork Child to gather some like materials that we need for it. I can meet you back at your place.
Sure. Do you need a ride?
I think I'm gonna walk. It's ew.
That's a long walk.
I also realized that it's like winter too. It's not like a fall.
I think Mark is like,
Actually, yeah, I could use a ride.
I mean, if you want, like, you can just take my bike too if you don't want me to go. Like,
No, no, I don't have a motorcycle's license, and like, I would hate for anything to happen if anything happened to your motorcycle when I was using it.
I mean, okay.
I realized I've gotten myself into a corner because I forgot that Mark doesn't have a car, and if Mark poofs me there and then leaves, then I'm stuck at the Clockwork Child.
I mean, it's a little cold for motorcycle. Let me just poof you there.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sure Anna's probably working today. I mean, she owes Lincoln Ramsey. So maybe she can help me get back to you. Or if anything, I'll call you.
Okay. Well, hold my hand. Here we go.
Hey, I think I was gonna like take both of yours.
Mark slowly brings his hand out. He's about to run.
Theo, like, I think looks you in the eye with her one good eye and one dead eye. Thank you.
Of course. I think Mark kisses you on the forehead.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll.
Poof.
Yes, you are.
Oh, please don't miss.
11.
Okay. Yeah, it's sort of like reversed explosion of smoke swallows you up and poofs you out in the, I think, sort of around the corner from the Clockwork Child. Unless you want to go straight inside.
Mark's choice.
I think Mark is just gonna go straight inside.
Yeah, that sounds like Mark.
Hey, I have to get back to Catriel to make sure she's not buying a new car. So I'm I'll open Skynet and you can just tell me when you need me.
Yeah, that sounds good. By the way, I put some parental locks on your phone so that she doesn't maybe get to any of that like black web stuff. And
Dark web. I like the idea that Theo got black web though.
Theo knows enough to be frightened of the internet, but has no idea of the specifics.
If you need to undo those parental locks, the password is crap.
You don't remember the password on my phone?
No, I do. I know it. It's Lowry with an exclamation point at the end. No, it is Lariat. It's Lariat with an exclamation point at the end.
Which is it?
Anna, you are sitting behind the counter at the Clockwork Child, and you think this is really funny.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, did you get locked out of your phone, Mark?
I don't know yet.
No, he has the password. It's Lariat with an exclamation point.
Uh-huh. How do you spell Lariat?
Larr.
Nope.
Like you would know, Anna.
I do.
All right, spell necromancy.
Necrom.
All right, I'm going to leave you guys to your games. But now I need to go figure out what is wrong with my phone and also make sure that Catriel hasn't bought anything. I'll be back.
Okay, bye.
And then I think in your head, Theo, you hear, it's fine. Don't worry. We'll figure it out.
I'm sorry. No, you just feel a I'm sorry vibe from Theo.
Like a puppy dog eyes Thoughtscape.
Anna is sitting behind the counter at the Clockwork Child and folds her hands under her chin. So what can I do for you today, Miss Nessos? Oh, sorry, Miss Jones?
Miss Jones, I'm looking for a couple of things. I'm wondering if you have it in stock.
Probably. If anything, it's probably in the back.
So I might need some direction, Johnny. But Theo essentially wants to...
Wake the dead.
I guess so. I'm imagining a ritual where she needs candles.
We've got tons of candles here. Doing little tea lights or votives?
Do you have any... Well, I'm a little bit out of my depth because we're trying to find or maybe contact my sister, Selena.
Anna kind of looks surprised. Really? Selena?
Yeah. So I don't really know what kind of candles I need for that. Do I need blood candles? Do I need sand candles? Do I need regular candles? I'm a little bit out of my depth. I know how to summon a minotaur and giant lizards, but
you're gonna want white candles. That's generally best for communicating with spirits.
Okay.
She'll start pointing out maybe where some are situated in the store. These ones are okay, but they don't last very long. The wick is horrible, but these are the really good ones. I would recommend these ones.
They're a little spendier, but you're rich, right?
Yeah, Theo almost said money is no object, but okay. Theo's going to grab 6 of them.
They actually should be used in odd numbers is kind of best.
I was just about to say, I think Theo grabbed 7 of them.
Perfect. 7, you should be great. So you're just kind of trying to commune with dead, right? I recommend some mugwort. That's probably a good option.
Okay, yeah.
Wormwood, probably not a bad option. Elephant ivory is also a pretty good option, but we don't really have that.
On account of it's a kind of inhumane ingredient?
Yeah, we try to be as humane with our... No, that's not even really true. We try... It's really expensive.
You could get elephant ivory from the Brothers Vitalis.
And as with anything, if you have anything of whoever you're trying to contact, that will really help anchor the spell. If you're anything of Selena's that you have possession, that would really help connect with spirit.
Hey, Anna, would you mind rolling? This is Miah. Would you mind rolling sharp? We've just taken over. We don't need Johnny.
I'm good with it.
Have you thought of my thing yet?
Yes.
Good.
And you're not going to like it. Great.
I hate it already. I rolled 7.
Okay.
To do something.
That you see Theo shift a little uneasily.
Mm-hmm.
I'm imagining her hands kind of going into her sweatshirt a little bit and grabbing a little bit tighter on her sweatshirt. I don't think you know about the sweatshirt.
Is Mark helping you with this?
Yeah, since he's the one that deals with ghosts.
Okay, well, you'll be in good hands with him, but I'm just going to put this out there. If you need, an extra set of hands or anybody there for, more support, I am always available.
You know what? Maybe, since this is kind of unfamiliar to me, and the last time I tried doing anything like this, it didn't go good. Do you think, should I get, salt? Should I get, different kinds of salt? Black salt, rose salt, Himalayan salt?
Himalayan salt.
Salt is more for if you're trying to contain something, you're trying to draw something in, which is a little different. So
I'm kind of just trying to connect and communicate with, get answers.
Yeah, I would suggest doing something that is some sort of token or a symbol of your connection with Selena. The mugwort, the wormwood. If you burn the wormwood, it can summon the dead. And mugwort is more specifically for loved ones.
Okay. Yeah, why not? When do you get off?
Well, I'm supposed to go on a date with Lowry tonight. But
oh, I'm sorry.
But you're doing this tonight, you think?
I think within the hour.
Oh, that soon. Okay. Well, yeah, we can do that first.
Is Lincoln or is Ramsey, are they going to be mad? Do you need to stay here, though?
Hey, Lincoln.
No.
You don't even know what I was going to ask.
I know.
Could I help Miss Jones communicate with her deceased sister, who she has not contacted in years? And there is a dark family secret that we're trying to uncover.
I thought her people weren't supposed to do that.
Yeah, we're rule breakers.
Well, let me ask you a question. Can I have a new van?
Look, I told you that was not my fault.
You know what? Roll manipulate someone.
A 10.
Finish your shift, then I don't give a shit what you do.
Thanks. You know, sometimes I swear it's like you can just feel the love pouring. Like it's what would they do without me?
This is really intense.
They are docking your pay for the foreseeable.
So when do you get off?
7.
Tonight?
Yeah.
What time is it now? Like the morning?
I'm thinking so, like 10 or 11 or something.
I don't get off for another hours, like 8 hours.
Oh, okay. We'll just wait. We'll wait for you.
Are you sure? I don't want to delay it. If you...
Yeah, no, maybe Mark and Ketrell and I can watch a movie at his place while we wait for you.
Okay.
And you know what? I have some research and things that I can do. Theo's gonna get quiet. Is Lincoln in a good mood today, or?
He's never in a good mood. Have you been paying attention?
Well, it's really hard to read them, and I kind of have a tarot question I wanted to ask them.
Hey, Lincoln.
Hey, what?
Hey, we have a tarot question. Is this about that card I found?
Yeah, maybe tell them that you have a customer that needs a consultation.
We have a customer who would like a consultation about a tarot card that they found.
After a minute and some banging around, he'll come walking out, wiping something off of both of his hands and be like, why didn't you say so? A customer is... Oh.
I am still a customer. I mean, I'm buying these candles and these herbs.
Mm-hmm. And you'll be getting the Anna's Friends and Family discount.
No, I can pay full price if that's what you need.
The implication here is that he's going to charge you extra.
You know she's good for it, Lincoln. Just...
Can you help me or not?
He'll stroll up and sort of hop up onto the counter and sort of spin around, leaning a knee up on the counter and turn around it and look at you and kind of go, so what's the question?
Well, I found this, and Theo's going to put the card on the table, the tarot card. Tarot's not really my area of expertise. Can you tell me anything about it?
He'll just kind of look at it, glance for a second, and be like, well, it kind of depends on the position it's in.
Anna, do you remember what position you found it?
I just found it.
He's just looking at it being like, it's the moon card. It's one of the major arcana.
I noticed that there's some sort of fate magical aura about this card.
He looks down at the card and goes, well, of course it is. Of course there is. Then he looks up at you. It's a tarot card.
Sorry.
What just happened to Lauren?
I have to just interject really quickly because I was Googling ways to commune with the dead, and 5 must-have crystals for ancestor work. The first one is obsidian.
Nice choice, Mark.
Yeah. It's been a potent scrying tool for thousands of years. Because of its divination to see the other side, and because it is connected to your root chakra, which connects you to the earth, it makes it a powerful stone to use in contacting one's ancestors.
Gate stone.
So you can't tell me anything.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking. Tarot's bullshit.
And then he picks it up and he's like, moonlights the way in the darkness. It speaks to intuition, imagination. He flips it over and he's like, ah. And he hops off the counter and sort of looks at it, and you can see his brows furrowing. This is weird.
What?
He gestures behind you to a bookshelf that is full of tarot cards. I've seen a lot of these decks. This isn't store bought. And then he puts it down and points at the graphic of the hand and runs a finger over it. It's embossed kind of. And he goes, this is custom work. And he flaps it a couple of times like he's shaking a Polaroid. And it's good shit too.
What makes it good? Isn't it just a card?
Isn't it just a card? Aren't you Magio?
Yeah, I mean, we've done tarot. My ancestors have done tarot cards, but it was always just kind of a joke and just a scheme. Like gypsies.
Parlor trick.
Yeah. If we were going to do real magic, we would charge much more.
Smell it.
Okay. Theo, pick up the card and smell the card. What does the card smell like, Johnny?
Well, the first thing it smells like is cedar wood, cinnamon, and bay leaf.
Okay. So?
The damn thing's infused like fancy vodka.
Infused with what? Smells? What is that supposed to do?
You would recognize these herbs from early study. These are all cedar wood, as I think it was Lincoln himself who told you, was initially viewed as a gatewood, the sort of wood equivalent of all that stuff that Lauren just read about, obsidian.
Okay.
And cinnamon and bay leaf are herbs that are burnt as incense to stimulate psychic powers.
Johnny,
Mm-hmm.
would you allow me to use the magical effect, observe another place or time on this card? Like, would I be able to, like, I don't know, like, almost like see this card's history, if that makes sense?
Not its whole history. Here's what I would allow. I would allow you to pick a sort of more specific time and know that part of its history.
Would I be able to know the last time that it was used in a drawing? Like a tarot reading?
Well, if you roll well,
9.
pick a glitch.
There's a problematic side effect.
Well, aren't you generous? So you can see, lit only by candlelight, the main meeting dining room in your family's home. I think you can faintly see seated around it just a couple of the people. The main ones who are illuminated are at the head. It is your father, looking, I think, significantly younger.
Okay.
His hair's still long, but has a good deal more youth, vitality, and bounce to it. And he doesn't have a beard. The other person illuminated is the one who is doing the reading. It is Mother Asteri. And you can see that the spread it's a past, present, future spread. And it is auspicious.
Auspicious how?
Because the past, the star, upright. The present is the sun, reversed. And the future is the upright moon.
Could I tell at all the reaction of my father and Mother Asteri?
They were both surprised. Then I think you see someone lean into the candlelight, and it's a man with an eye patch, and Mother Asteri sort of scoffs at him a bit and goes, "Nothing about your boy." And you can tell that her saying that rankles your father.
Is my mom there?
No. And then Asteri puts a finger on the moon card and looks up at your father and says, "Does this mean anything to you, Bennett?" And he leans back in his chair and steeples his fingers and says, "As a matter of fact, it does." And then you see the very slightest hint of a smile in his mouth, and that's the end of the meeting, the vision.
I think Theo will blink several times and look to Lincoln. What does it mean when the moon's upright?
All the messy parts of intuition, anxiety, subconscious fighting back, fear, looking for meaning where you might not find any. But if it's, depending on what kind of reading you're doing.
It was a past, present, future.
What was?
The reading.
And where was the moon?
The future.
Well, that would mean there's a seer coming.
A seer? What?
I'm sort of filling in some blanks here, Magio.
It's Theo.
Card of that make isn't used for parlor tricks. It's not used for games or entertainment purposes only. This isn't Miss Cleo stuff. This is real, which means it only comes out for special occasions, which means your people only use it when there's something that they don't understand. What kind of question do you think they might have asked? Seems to me, the only question that big, something that's going to determine the future of a giant organization. Say a giant organization like your Magio.
Okay, that makes sense.
They were looking for a resource, trying to see the next thing they could be blessed with. And that's what it was going to be. Upright, you said?
Yeah.
An imperfect seer.
But wait, okay, you haven't explained what a seer, what does that mean? What is it?
Somebody who sees the future.
He holds up a hand as if to say, got it in one, kid.
Okay.
This is why I hate tarot.
Theo, your phone rings.
Who's calling?
Your mother. Odessa, am I right?
Yes.
But it's in there just as, what do you call your mom? Do you have a name for her?
Probably just mother. My mother's calling me.
Should you answer that, given what we saw last time we were at your house?
Are you implying that I should or that I shouldn't?
I think it's your call. She seemed to be against the other people that were at that meeting, but I don't...
Yeah, my mom wasn't there either. Theo will answer it. Theora.
Oh, Dr. Theo. Theo, where have you been? I'm told you haven't been home in days.
I've been busy.
Busy with what? We've not assigned you anything so complicated that you would be away for so many days.
I've just been working on some personal stuff and some studying. I found a really great resource of information.
Is this about your nursing books again?
No. I don't know what you're talking about.
Roll manipulate someone.
7.
Changing your hair color every other month does not make you a better liar. What is this resource, and is it in another state?
I have a boyfriend. I've been spending time with him.
A boy?
Yeah, he's really nice. His name is Mark.
You're spending time overnight with this boy, whom we have not even met?
You've been gone.
This is an explanation, Theora, but it's no excuse. Keeping company with a boy. A stranger boy.
I'm not a kid anymore, Mother.
But you are still my daughter. Well, I will meet this boy. Bring him to the house.
He has a pretty busy schedule.
Theora,
Okay.
I will meet this boy. I will pass my judgment. And if I find him to be unsavory...
Okay, I can bring him by this afternoon. Are you going to be home?
You are lucky your father has been preoccupied with the council work. If it was him calling you, having noticed days of absence. A boy. I will be here. I will meet your Mark.
It's Mark.
She's exaggerating for effect, like it's not a real name. Click.
What was that about? You're bringing who by?
Mark's gonna meet my mother.
What?
That'll go great. Cut to Kira is at Dawnbreak. I think much of the morning here at Dawnbreak, most people, at first it just sort of struck you like, oh, I guess it's an awkward day because people were kind of avoiding making eye contact with you.
It bodes well.
Yup.
Is Gad back to full health, by the way?
Yeah, I was just going to say, yes. I think it's been an entire arc or two, so he's well and better. Color's back in his face, mustache is back on his mouth.
Doing his best mustache.
Doing his best. I think the thing that really cements it for you is when he walks up to you and he's making very strong eye contact, and you realize that he's the first person to have done it all day.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like,
What's going on?
can I speak to you in your office?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll walk you to your office, and you will wait until you are sitting down until he starts talking.
You want to tell me why everybody's been averting my gaze the entire day?
It's Donovan. We can't find him.
Stop taking my people, Johnny! What the fuck? What do you mean you can't find him?
He's not been by. He's not answering his phone.
When's the last that we've heard from him?
It's been since you came with the device.
Well, was he doing work? Was he on a mission? What were his movements?
He was here. He went to your home, and then he vanished.
Okay, I want you to put a team together, and I want you to figure out where he went. I want your best people, our best people, to fucking look into this. He can't have just vanished. Check security cameras. Call whoever we need to fucking call. I mean, we're talking to doors now. They probably can do us a favor. Check the security cameras. See if somebody have seen him leaving the house. If somebody has been watching the house. I'll try to get in contact with Mark. Maybe he knows where he could make some sort of contact with him. But if he was taken or something like that, if he's out of contact, we need to get eyes on where his movements, where he went.
There's more. We have our methods of scrying, obviously, but they are being deliberately blocked. Whatever your Donovan is doing, he wants it hidden from us.
Is he doing it or is somebody else doing this?
The implication is, do you remember that thing you got from the drum that can like conceal you from tracking? It was a long time ago.
He took it.
He's using some kind of magical technology to be untraceable.
Quick question. Can Kira sense Donovan since they have that connection between mentor and apprentice?
Faintly.
Where is he?
Minneapolis.
Is it a thing where like I would know if I'm getting warmer or colder?
Roll use magic.
7?
Kinda, yeah. But like, I think the only way you would be able to like step to the side and know that he's directionally where he is, unless you were quite close to him indeed.
Could I instead roll monster empathy?
Sure.
I'm wondering if Kira could have an idea of maybe what Donovan's trying to do, what he's after. So she rolled an 8.
Okay. I can just give you a piece of information.
Okay.
You should check his room.
Okay. I guess I would go to my house if I feel like I should check his room. I still think she would direct Gad to have a team of her people look into maybe like security cams, try to see if there's any footage they can get, and try to see if there's any information they can find out there about maybe where he went. But she would go to her house.
Okay. They will spring into action. Roll investigate a mystery on their behalf, please.
Let me check something really quick. I don't think it makes a difference. It's 8 or 9, one of the two.
Okay. They'll do what they can. You go to your home and you go into his room. It is not fun for me to have you search for things that you might not find, especially when they are plot significant. You just kind of go over everything in his room. I think the room is about what you'd expect. All of his furniture is, I think, like Art Nouveau in flair. Very expensive, very fine wood. There's definitely a stack of coasters because, god damn it, if you do not use a coaster in his room. You discover behind a large framed poster of the Beatles, there is a false wall that like sort of clicks and then swings open a little bit to reveal a little walk-in closets type room that has one of those string lights that you click and a harsh naked bulb illuminates the room, and it is one of those full-on conspiracy boards.
Okay.
The red string and all.
What does it seem to be about?
I want you to roll investigate a mystery here.
13 advance move.
Okay.
The fuck are you trying to hide from me, Donovan?
Much of it is you guys. There's a whole section on Theo,
What the fuck?
and there's a floor map of her family's mansion on which he's scribbled in marker, not druidic, underlined. I think he has pinned up here a pair of cheaper tarot cards. One of them it's the star. There's something missing in the middle, and then it's the moon pinned up. There's also a number of pictures of Mark, like almost surveillance style. There's a list next to Mark that's labeled source, and it has a number of different possibilities. Demon ? Crossed off. Innate crossed off. Witchcraft crossed off. There's a whole section on you that he's got a pretty surprisingly thorough like map or description of your alterscape, your apartment building, and then there's like a red string going from a wolf icon in that to a picture of Tommy with a question mark in between.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also a whole section with Rex where he's trying to figure out, specifically what you can figure out is that he's trying to figure out who Rex Crook made a deal with. And then you can ask your questions.
I wonder if there's anything in his notes, all of the stuff that I'm seeing here that seems to indicate maybe where he would be. Where has he gone?
You can see, I think there is also in here, what would it even be? I think it's just a box on a table, and there's receipts and there's a deed and like, I guess mortgage statements. He is now paying the bills for one of Nathaniel Rose's buildings.
So he might be hiding out there.
The building in question it was a candle company, like a factory, Lilac Labs.
Do I get a sense of, based on his fucking red threads and all of this stuff that what is he trying to connect together? Like, if he has some sort of fucking conspiracy theory, what's his theory? Can I grok that from the board?
It is all of it, trying to figure out what to do about Ember.
Okay. I got really worried there.
All right. Kira is going to... Did he leave anything behind in his room? Like, any of his weapons or anything? Like, or did he take all that with him?
What are you looking for specifically? Like, you want to make sure that he's armed, or?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to, because I intend for Kira to actually go and find him herself. She wants to confront him.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm just wondering, does he have everything on him? Does it seem like he kind of cleaned house, like, for the things that he needs? Yeah, I don't know.
Basically, if he was going out to handle something, like his go bag or his like tools, they're all gone.
All right.
You're trying to ensure that he didn't leave in a hurry or he wasn't taken against his will, thusly insured.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think Kira's going to do this solo. I think she's going to mentor to Apprentice. She's going to try to track him down, hoping that he's at that building.
Are you like literally not going to tell anyone?
No, not right now.
Okay. I may then suggest that this fully takes place off camera, or like do another solo sesh if that's how you want to play it.
Okay.
Because I could see this. I think if you're going to let everyone else believe that everything is fine and do whatever they were going to do, I think we can spend the evening doing that.
Yeah, because I kind of think her read on this is like, okay, so Donovan's chasing down something. It's more or less connected to me. I mean, my other friends are they seem like they're kind of on the periphery of this conspiracy board, but it's mostly concerning Ember. And before she drags him into it, she wants to know what this is even about. So she wants to confront him. So yeah, I think she would go and she'd kind of be MIA for a little bit.
Go rogue?
I don't even see it as being rogue. She just wants to talk to him. I mean, it's like, what if you found something that like a person that you love and they're keeping something from you? She wants to know what he's doing. Like she wants answers. Yeah.
Okay. Then I may suggest that we either do that like maybe at the end of this or separate thing, because that could totally be its own thing.
Donovan, what the fuck have you gotten yourself into?
Mark.
Yes.
When you get home, Catrell is still being confused by your phone, and she's like, this thing says I can buy stuff with numbers, but none of the numbers work.
Buy stuff with numbers? Let me see that.
Yeah, credit card number. And I've put in all the numbers.
Wait, all numbers of what?
That there are.
Oh, okay. Good.
Do you have secret numbers that you use to buy stuff? If you spend one of those secret numbers, does that number belong to somebody else now? Like nobody else can use it? There's some kind of central thing online where everything's sort of registered?
What's an NFT?
You can...
An NFT, a non-fungible digit.
So you can use basically... Well, how do I explain it? Actually, why am I explaining this?
Just give me my phone back.
Can I please have my phone for a second?
Yeah.
I take a look at it, and the first thing I do, I go to the parental settings and like adjust where the password is and stuff like that. Can I try the password that Theo gave to me?
Do you remember what it was?
I hate you.
She said lariat.
It was lariat ! LARE.
Okay. Type that in.
Point.
Wiggle, wiggle. Wrong password.
Lariat! !
Wiggle, wiggle. Wrong password. 2 attempts remaining, or the phone will be locked down.
Bark sighs even harder. Okay, I'm gonna...
Did you forget the numbers you can buy stuff with?
No, I forgot the number to use this thing. Theo put a password on it, and now it's locked. It's going to lock. Okay, this is fine. Mark shuts it off, puts it in his pocket. So yes, each individual person can apply for a special set of numbers, and you get a certain amount of money that you can spend. However, if you spend that money and you don't have money to pay it off, you, well, have to pay it all back. So that's how they get you.
So everybody gets money, and then when you spend it all, it's gone.
Yes.
Who gives you the money?
The bank lends it to me. And the better I am at paying it back, the more money I get to use.
So you have to keep going to more and more banks to get you to lend you money to pay back the ones from before?
Unless you're rich, and then you don't need to lend the money. Or you don't need to get the money from the bank. And
Mark, how do I be rich?
Well, the first way of doing it...
That sounds like what I want to do.
That's what we all want to do eventually.
It feels easier.
It depends on what you do to make the money. There's a good way and a bad way to get the money.
You can make money.
Not like it's made somewhere else. You just acquire it through doing something. You do a thing and someone pays you for those services.
So not even a bank.
No, it can be anybody. The good way to do it would be to have a job that someone gives to you and you can make money that way. Or, and this is very official, like you can go to a place and they will give you, they give you a piece of paper that you fill out to talk about who you are and what you can do, what skills you have. And then they may or may not give you a job. The bad way to do it would be to steal it, and that would not be good. And that's what we don't do.
What happens if I get a job and somebody steals that?
steals your job?
Because that's the thing I have to make the money. I can do things, and then someone will give me money for doing the things. Or I can go get a job, and then that will make me money. Or I can tell a bank that they should just give me money.
I just have a scene of her imagining her going to a bank. Give me money.
Yeah.
I was told that you give money. Give me money.
I'll give it back to you. I'm looking for a place to acquire a job, or I will just steal it. I know how this works.
You know what? Let's make this simple. Maybe we'll go talk to Anna. She might have some leads on a job.
And she looks around, becomes sort of concerned. Is a job very big?
What do you mean?
Well, I don't have a lot of space in my room, and am I going to have to get rid of something in order to have space to put my job?
No. Well, it depends.
Oh boy.
On that note, I do want to cut to Theo.
Theo is going to, in almost a panic, buy the things that she needs from Anna, from the Clockwork Child.
Are we still doing the spell tonight, or is that postponed, or what are...
Oh, that's postponed.
Oh, okay.
My mom wants to meet Mark, and I need to go shopping. Is there like a clothing store nearby?
I think she gestures to like the tie-dye shirt on the rack.
We sell clothing.
No, I mean something nicer, like...
we're in Minneapolis. There's lots of stuff. I mean, you just gotta walk down about a block that way. There's this really cute boutique that I really like. Although I don't know if it's your vibe.
No, I'm wondering for Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's like how nice of clothes do we need?
Like khakis, some nice shoes, and maybe like some sort of flannel or button-down like shirt.
Okay, there's a Nordstrom's not too far from here.
You mean like Macy's?
Yeah, I was gonna say. There's a Nordstrom's not too far, a Nordstrom's rack, I think.
There's a Normie O Basics down the street.
I wasn't asking for your opinion, Lincoln. Johnny and John. Okay, correct me. Okay, so do you remember Hollister? How they used to have those like kind of like thermal long sleeve shirts that are like slightly like have like a quarter button, like, you know, button, and like...
Yeah,
you know
a Henley. Like the third of my wardrobe that isn't Jackbox t-shirts is Henleys.
So it's okay. So that's what I'm kind of imagining of like putting Mark into, is like a light gray one, like a gray like Henley, maybe some khaki pants and like some brown like sand. Are they called like sand boots or sand shoes? No, desert shoes. They're like the leather.
I'm just picturing Indiana Jones.
Yeah, honestly, what you are describing is Nathan Drake.
You're dressing him as Nathan Drake.
Essentially, so to like fast forward this, Johnny, Theo wants to try and find kind of like those items for Mark. Please. I have to impress my mother.
12 plus sharp.
8. And if I could also find a hat.
I want to go visit the haberdashery.
So with an 8, you can either go to Target or REI.
Now that. I can get behind that.
I'm going to go to Target.
Okay.
Oh.
Does Theo know Mark's sizes?
I mean, he's kind of tall and lanky. He looks like he might be a medium shirt.
Do you know how men's pant sizes work?
I do. I don't know if Theo would know. I think that Kira's going to get a phone call.
Kira, do you answer your phone?
We have to roll manipulate someone.
Okay.
But it's little sister.
Yeah, she's kind of busy.
No! I rolled a 5.
Kira,
Yeah.
your phone rings. You don't answer it. It rings again. You don't answer it. It rings again.
Text message.
And you turn off your phone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, bud.
That's fine. I get it. Theo's going to call Yano.
Well, hang on. Because you're still trying to figure this out in the Clockwork Child, right?
I'm imagining I'm at Target trying to grab the stuff.
Before you left, I mean, like, how close in size are, like, Lincoln to Mark? Because he's also tall and lanky.
Honestly, he sure is.
Does he have the same aesthetic?
No, not for what you're looking for.
No, but, like, if you're trying to get measurements.
He looks like a bassist.
Theo's in a little bit of a panic. She doesn't really care for Leek and Ramsey because they are extremely mean and rude.
I know. He's the worst.
So she's not going to think to reach out to them. But she will call Yano because he's a guy.
Okay. I thought you were still at the shop. Never mind.
No, I'm imagining I'm at Target with like just frantically grabbing stuff.
Armfuls of every size of clothing that you're like holding over you and like wrapping your arms around to see if that helps. So you call Yano.
Yes?
Hey, hi. Can you help me? So like I'm trying to figure out clothes for Mark, and I think that he's maybe like a medium. Do you think that seems like about the right size for him? But I'm not quite sure like where to start with like pants. Like there are 2 numbers on guys' pant sizes. That doesn't make any sense. Like what else are they measuring? Like it's just legs, and why are there 2 numbers?
It's just legs.
I'm at Target. Can you tell me? Help me.
What?
Mark is gonna meet my mom, and I'm trying to find him a nice outfit.
On purpose?
Well, she called me and she asked me, like, where have I been? Because I haven't been home and I haven't been talking to them. And I tried telling her that, like, I've been working, but she didn't believe that. And then it just kind of came out and I told her that I had a boyfriend. And then I told her that his name is Mark, and she demanded to see him and meet him. And I need to find a hat.
Roll manipulate someone.
No, Yano.
No, wait. Because don't you have like a mentor move?
Yeah, I do. It's sharp.
Yeah, roll that.
Oh, yeah. 12.
Listen very carefully. In men's fashion, there are entirely too many numbers. There are collars, there is sleeve length, there is jacket size, there is waist, there is inseam.
Do you think I need to get him a jacket?
He's meeting your mother.
Yeah, you're right.
Now, I want him to like have very unconventional ways of helping you visualize and decide Mark's sizes. Like,
when you wrap your arms around the boy, where do your hands meet?
What?
Answer the question. Can you clasp hands? Can you grip your wrist?
Would you believe me if that we haven't hugged often and I don't pay attention to that?
No, I would not.
I guess I can feel my hands reach like around, like I can touch my hands.
here's some scribbling.
We're looking for a 38 jacket.
Do you think, should I go with the brown one, the black one, or the dark blue one?
What are his colors?
I forgot to ask him what his favorite color was.
Not his favorite color, his most complimentary.
Well, his eyes are on fire, so... blue?
Balance that. Use cool colors.
Okay. But I'm staring at all these racks of pants, and I don't know which size.
He knows beyond a shadow of a doubt Mark is a 32-inch waist.
But for height,
you are going to have to hold the pants out and sort of
Yeah. Like, yeah, compare.
imagine him in them, and like, and he's gonna like sort of walk you through this where you like have a number of pants like hung against the wall, like you've moved things away so that you can have the pants hanging at the same level and figure out which ones are.
If Mark pulls you in for a side hug, about where does your waist reaches?
the important thing is not the tallness of the man, but the percentage of his tallness, which is his pants.
His percentage of his tallness?
There is torso and there is pants, Theora.
Oh.
Is your boy all legs?
Yeah, he is.
Then you are looking for a 36 or 38 inseam.
Okay, is it better to go on the larger side or the smaller side?
Larger.
Okay.
Cuffs roll.
Okay. This changes everything.
This is also a very important, this is what I was hoping for, that you are going to show up at Mark's house with a bunch of clothes.
After Theo gets these clothes, she's going to be standing outside of Target, and
he's also a size 12 shoe. Just saying.
She's going to connect with Mark via Skynet. Mark, hey, Mark, I'm ready.
Mark, as you are, a job is a thing, but it's not a thing you hold. It gives you money that's made of gold.
Oh, God. It's like all the energy of, I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill.
Hey, can you come get me now? Like, right now? Now?
What do you need?
I need you to come get me now and bring me back to your place now.
What's going on? It sounds like you're in a rush.
Theo, roll manipulate someone.
But it's okay, because I got a 14.
Mark, if you don't ask any more questions, drop everything and go pick up Theo, you will mark experience.
Hi, Theo.
Okay, Theo, Mark is now standing next to you.
Hey, Theo's gonna grab his hand. Let's go back to your place now.
What is going on?
And she like tugs on your arm.
And Mark, you see Theo, and she's holding a big bag of what looks like cloth.
What is with all the cloth?
Theo grabs your arm and like texts, let's go to your place.
But what is, are you stealing this stuff?
No, I paid for it. I would never steal. My mom wants to meet you, but I got
what?
you. Yep. So I got you some new clothes. Can we go to your place so that we can get ready?
Did I say that? Fine. And Mark poofs us both back.
Roll it.
8.
Oh no.
You appear directly in front of the Nessos family mansion.
What? Mark, no, this is not where I wanted you to take us.
Am I there with her?
Yes, you are both there.
I didn't mean...
Is this in front of like the house or in front of the gates?
In front of the gates. You can't teleport within the house.
Theo is going to pull him
Ah.
to the side around like the wall in cover.
Theo will act under pressure. Mark, you can help out if you want.
I will roll help. 11.
So then that makes my 9 a 10.
Okay, yeah, you grab Mark and he like takes your lead and then you sort of run to the other side just as you do hear the front door of the mansion opening, but whoever opened it doesn't see you.
I'm sorry, okay? I tried to get us to where we needed to go.
Okay. What is Mark wearing right now?
Mark is just wearing comfortable clothes today. He's in like black sweatpants, a
Yes,
sweatshirt.
please tell me sweats.
and he's got his hood up and he's got fire eyes.
Do you have your glasses?
I don't think so. No. I would have grabbed them if I was going out.
Yeah, and for the record also, I think you have hair again. It's just like fuzzy, very short, like buzz cut.
Can you take your clothes off?
What?
And Theo's gonna
Can you
like
take your
put down the
clothes
Target
off?
bag and pull out like the clothes that she like bought. I need you to change into these, and Theo's gonna start pulling off tags from like the clothes.
I don't, do these even, what? These don't even fit, do they? Do they?
Yeah, I did the measurements with Yano. They should fit.
How does Yano know my size?
Well, we just did some like configurations about like when I hug you, like how far around my like arms go, and then I was like kind of comparing about like when you and I stand next to each other.
What
like,
are
how...
you, a fucking tape measure? Like, what?
I want you to make a good impression on my mom.
Okay. But wait, also, why am I meeting your mom?
Because she told me to.
So I have to get naked in a bush and then go and meet your mom with clothes that I may or may not fit into.
No, you don't have to get naked. I mean, you should be fine. And Theo's gonna hold up the pants like to his like waist to see like.
If Mark was an anime
like,
character,
does it
his eyes
fit?
would go flat. Fine. Okay, well, I'll change, but turn around, please.
Yeah, Theo will like turn around and continue to like pull up any of the tags from the other things and just like hold the clothes like behind her while also trying to keep a lookout.
Do I need to like roll to fit into these pants?
So she already rolled for that, and I do think like as you're putting these clothes on, she did not go the extra mile to get you a proper button down because that was far too confusing. For sleeve length is very precise. But I think, like, yeah, everything does fit surprisingly well. I think the pants are a little long, and the boots are maybe a little roomy, but it's comfortable enough. You do have like a dark gray Henley, which under the blazer does look kind of proper. So it's like a navy blue blazer and matching navy blue dress pants, and then I do think the boots are probably black then.
Does it fit okay? Theo's back is still to you.
Surprisingly, yes.
Can I turn around?
Zip. Yep.
No one punctures a moment. Like, John won. I will have Mark roll plus charm.
Yes, please do.
9.
So you turn around, and I think with that roll, Mark, Theo, you see Mark, and he kind of looks like he's wearing his father's clothes.
Shit.
How do I look?
Your pants are far too long. Your jacket is sort of hanging a bit. There are some adjustments you could make, Theo.
Yeah.
I mean, Yana would have walked you through some sort of bet hedging of what you can do with the sleeves of the jacket and the...
Theo could have maybe potentially taken like one of those little sewing kits.
Potentially.
From Target. It's Target. It has everything.
It's true. Why don't you roll act under pressure?
11.
So Mark Theo kind of nods at you with a sort of, I can work with this, and starts futzing with things.
I just gotta make a few like changes and then you're gonna look great.
You feel a bit like a mannequin.
Mark smiles. Is this any better?
You don't need to try that hard.
She buttons up the jacket, does some things to the back of it, rolls up the cuffs of your pant legs a bit.
Didn't Yano say to roll up the sleeves of the suit jacket?
If they're too long, and they probably are, so yes, like you push them up basically to the elbow.
Yano said to roll up the cuffs in case that it's too long.
This uncle advice moment. Yano told me what to do.
Why does your mom want to meet me anyway?
Well, so I was at the Clockwork Child trying to get the different materials for the ritual that you and I are supposed to do. By the way, Anna wants to come to it. I told her that's okay. And then I got a call from my mom. And I haven't talked to my family or seen them in a couple of days, and she was wondering where I had been and like why she hasn't seen me. And I tried telling her that like I've been busy, I've been doing research, and she saw right through that. And then I kind of blurted out that I have a boyfriend, and I mentioned your name, and then she demanded to meet you.
Great.
I don't think my dad's gonna be there, if that makes you feel any better.
I mean, yeah, that does make me feel better, but I mean, is it safe?
For you or for me?
Both of us.
I mean, we're together and you can poof us out of there if things get bad, right?
Because that's what you want to do when you meet your other family.
I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine. Like, I could, maybe if we meet in my mother's garden, it'll be better. Like,
okay. All right.
I'm sorry, but.
Just wasn't expecting to. Okay. All right. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I mean, I know that my family.
Mark takes Theo's hands and goes, "Look, it's okay. Stuff happens. I know you didn't want to do this today."
Well, I wanted to spend time with you, and
well, now we're spending time together.
I mean, I'm kind of excited is not the word, but maybe like relieved that you're meeting my mother.
Do you get along with your mother?
Do I get along with my mother?
Probably more than anybody else in your family. Certainly more than your father.
Yeah.
She's busy, but seems differently busy, and I think you never really got on as far as your, shall we say, modern fashion sense, but she didn't look down on you quite as heavily as the other parts of your family.
Ouch.
It felt a little more playful.
We're not close like how Jesse and Casey are close, and she's not as motherly and caring as it looks like that your mom is with you, but she's better than my dad.
Well, I mean, it doesn't.
I mean, I feel like it's maybe a good sign that she wants to at least meet you instead of just outright like you can't be with him.
If she connects with you as much as you say, then this is a better time than ever to meet your mom.
I think that she might also have some information about my sister and what's happening.
Yeah, if they aren't keeping anything from you, but yeah.
I don't think I told you, but the other day, Anna and I came here and saw that there was some sort of meeting, and my mother and father were there, and my mother seemed really upset about something. So I'm hoping that she's on my side. I mean, she's my mom.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Do I look okay? Seriously?
Honestly, Theo, he looks great.
Anime side. Yeah, you look really good.
Mark licks his finger and adjusts his non-existent hair. Well then.
Theo will like bat at your like hands. Okay, ready?
Do I poof in there with you, or like what are we doing?
No. Let's just walk in. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, Bennett knows that you have some magical abilities, but maybe like let's keep that on like the down low a little bit. I mean, I'm not quite sure if it's like a good thing or a bad thing that you can also do magic.
Okay, well let's do it the old-fashioned way then. For the listener, in comparison to like how Mark is dressed, Theo is wearing her university maroon sweatshirt with a like dark plaid skirt with black, not the see-through, what is it called? The sheer black stockings with some chunky socks and like combat boots, black combat boots.
So you look like Avril Lavigne.
Sure.
There it is.
And she has a black stocking cap or beanie. Excuse me, a black beanie. Like, you know, the Love Your Melon kind? Yeah.
Did you get Mark a hat?
I would have liked to have gotten Mark a hat and offer it to him.
It would be a Target hat. So what kind of hat? Like a cadet hat?
Part of me was thinking, like, what are those? John has one of those hats, that gray one that has like a bit of a rim, but like it's not like baseball hat rim. Like golfers wear them. You could you definitely see it at Jaime's, and like the fabric goes.
Oh, you're talking about like a snap brim hat.
Yes, I am. Like a Peaky Blinders hat. I think that matches.
Oh, I call those chap hats.
Yeah, I'd allow that. A chap hat.
Would that go with this outfit?
It sure would. So you hold hands. and you head into the Nessos house.
By the way, my mom's name is Odessa.
Odessa. Okay. Wait, like the band?
Like the movie. No.
Cut.
I like how you go band, I go movie.
Johnny's like, God damn it, let's leave
Stop
this.
saying funny shit. I have to get back to Anna.
Lauren, we finally get to have dates!
Woo! We're so excited to be finally doing romance, and Johnny and John, I'm sure, love it just as much.
Yeah, I'm sure that they adore it and haven't been avoiding it at all. But that's not the only exciting announcement that we have.
That's true. We do have some fun things coming your guys' way. First of all, our next episode of the cover story will be available in 2 weeks from now on January 30th. And this episode's going to be a little bit unique as it's going to be a Kira side story where we get to see exactly what Donovan has been up to with that conspiracy board of his. I'm sure it's fine. It's totally fine. Mm-hmm. Then, on February 6th, our patrons will get a brand new episode of The House of Graves, our new Patreon-exclusive miniseries, and I'm very excited to see, for you guys to see what happens.
It's been so fun playing. Thanks, Lauren.
Thanks. Thank you. Also, as a fun little side thing that I did recently, I guested on a one-shot over on Game Master Monday on a little game called Apotheosis Janitors. And listeners, you guys will get a kick out of this because I got to play a cultist. That's something I've never done before. So take a listen to that. That just dropped, I think, yesterday on January 15th. So it's a lot of good fun, and you can learn about this this god that we're worshiping now.
It's true, you are a cultist.
Can't escape it.
And you know what comes after our announcements are the reminders. If you want to support the show, we'd really appreciate it. You can support us by leaving a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your listening platform of choice. Tell your friends, please! Word of mouth is the best way for our show to get noticed. Follow us on social media. We're on Twitter at Monster Playbook. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and Blue Sky Social as Monsters Playbook. Join our Discord. We're really cool. We love chatting about the show. Also, food. We also have listening parties on the day that an episode releases. You can support us monetarily by subscribing to our Patreon. We have our merch store. We also have a Ko-fi page. Links to all of these things and more can be found in our Direct Me profile in this episode's show notes.
Promo for this week is for one of our closest pod friends, the Storyteller Squad, a queer-led actual play Monster of the Week podcast with a lo-fi and chill vibe for autumnal lesbians and witchy cryptids. Their episodes are thoughtfully created, inclusive, and scored beautifully. Also, have we mentioned that their character art is just absolutely stunning?
Oh my god.
The squad is starting their 3rd season. Congrats, you guys.
Woo!
If you're unfamiliar with this podcast, go and check out their promo, which we're going to do right now.
Hello, adventurers. It's lovely to meet you. I'm Natalie, and I'm here with my friends to tell you about the next podcast series you're about to fall in love with. We are the Storyteller Squad.
Have you ever wished for an actual play podcast that combined cozy slice of life with exciting fantasy adventures?
Do you enjoy dramatic musical scores, original character themes, and immersive sound effects?
Do you wish more shows would allow queer characters to exist beyond the angst of a will they won't they dynamic and actually get to experience a healthy relationship together?
Then join us as our beloved heroes face monstrous, mysterious, and magical dangers.
All while finding the time to get coffee with their girlfriends or flirt awkwardly with their roommates.
We are the 10 hours lo-fi mix for autumnal lesbians and witchy cryptids of actual play podcasts.
That's one hell of a tagline.
It's clearly what the people want.
Plus, it's way too late to change our brand of storytelling now.
So check out our queer-led Monster of the Week actual play series, where we flirt with the monsters about as often as we fight them.
Stop making the monsters so wholesome and hot, Natalie.
No, I don't think I will.
Good. You can find the Storyteller Squad wherever you listen to podcasts.
And on social media at Story Squadcast. See you out there, adventurers.
Okay, everybody. Ready to start again?
Hold on.
Wait, hold on. I need to hydrate.
Let's have an adventure.
You can find out more about the lovely, lovely Storyteller Squad and where to follow them on social media at thestorytellersquad.com or in this episode's show notes.
Okay, let's get back to the date.
We gotta go to the Sky Zone. Oh, and Theo has to introduce Mark to her mom. Fuck.
Yeah, let's do it. Woo, good one, dates. Love is in the air. Bye.
Okay. Fear. Dread. Nerves.
Anna, you had some stuff that you wanted to talk about or look into.
Well, I think she's been mostly getting things ready to try to do that spell for Lowry, but I do think at some point that I would want to call up Diego and meet with him because I think we have some things to talk about.
In person.
Yes.
This is half him, half me. Where are you thinking? Like, just what sort of place? I can list a location if that will.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we could go meet at a coffee shop or something.
Like a neutral third location?
Yeah.
Okay, so you both got your coffees, you're both sitting down. I sort of think Diego would start things off and just be like, so what did you want to talk about?
This feels weird being in a coffee shop. I don't like being in a coffee shop. I think I would want to go on a walk. Can we have been going on a walk? I don't like being in public.
No problem. Let's take a walk.
We are walking and talking. So I've been thinking. Things have been pretty busy with us both, I think, lately. With your job and with my apprenticeship, I guess you could call it. How are things going at Doors?
About the same as you're saying. Busy. Interesting. Hard.
Yeah, that's good.
It's good difficult, though. It's like a job where I get to have a brain. Trouble is, you gotta have a brain.
You have a brain, Diego. People like to think that she kind of points between them, are just, pretty faces. Hot shots.
Big muscles.
Exactly, that we're, the jokester, but you've got a brain in there. I mean, you've been working at this R&D department now? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, sort of don't know what I was thinking, but like I said, I chased the challenge.
That's good. I think when we started kind of dating, that was kind of the thing that we had in common was, just being fun and having a good time. But I don't know if we're those people anymore.
He sort of nods. Yeah, getting a little too old for running and gunning and funning.
I mean, I also like to kick monsters' ass and all that shit, but I don't know. I feel like we're kind of just growing in different directions. And that's a good thing. I think where you're going with Doors is awesome. And I think I've got stuff that I'm working on too. Ramsey doesn't take me seriously half the time. Nobody takes me seriously, really.
I hear that.
Yeah. But I'm pretty serious about my job and what I've been trying to do there. And I don't know. I feel like maybe it's okay that we focus on those things.
I hate to do this. / no, I don't, but I need you to roll manipulate someone.
Okay. That's a 10.
Thank God. Yeah, I think he's kind of been looking forward for much of that little speech of yours, but then he'll nod and seem to be taking it in, and then he'll look at you sideways and be like, being serious suits you.
Oh yeah? You think so?
Hey, I mean, you're growing into it.
Back at you, Vega. This is a first for me, by the way. So thanks for being, awesome.
For being dumped well?
Yeah, I guess. Just dating in general.
Oh, that part.
Yeah.
Well, I aim to please, and it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's true that when we met, I think we were in different places in our lives. You at the beginning. But I think we were good for each other.
Yeah.
So, also thanks, I guess.
You are welcome.
I guess it's a first for me to take being dumped so well.
Look at us. We're being so responsible.
Look at us growing up.
I think Anna actually takes out the door knocker that she probably has in her ear. Just like, I want this back, or should I keep it?
Well, still friends, right?
Right, fuck yeah.
Hang on to it. You might need me.
Okay. She puts it back in.
If you ever need a gun by your side or another brain.
I don't know who to call.
And then I think he'll give you a hug.
Yeah, she'll give him a hug. Like, as they're departing after they hug, I think she'll walk like maybe a block down, and then she'll like stay in the door knocker and be like, thanks, Becca.
Anytime, Ashwood.
Cute.
Aw, dorks.
But so that would have happened. And I think she would have probably spent like a lot of the last couple of days getting stuff ready to prep for that spell that she had talked about doing for Lowry. She might have enlisted Ramsey Lincoln's help if they would have been amenable to that.
I think they're still pissed at you about the van thing, but not pissed enough to stand in the way of something.
Okay.
This unique, worst case, you crash and burn ominously and I get a good story.
Is that all you care about?
No.
Okay.
I care a lot about it a lot.
Right. Well, I'm sort of entrusting you. I asked Lowry to think about what he wants to look like. I would like to be surprised. So could you maybe coordinate that with him so that happens?
Can he text from in there, or? I
assume there's probably a way for you to communicate. Or you know what? Maybe he can just take over. Lowry, why don't you just step into the driver's seat?
When you suggest that, I think Lincoln will go, oh my God, and will grab your wrist and walk you back through the break room into sort of the loading dock where there is hanging a tapestry of a forest, and will press your hand against that tapestry and be like, think of him in here, and bonk you on the head with his finger and put him in there.
Okay. She'll do so.
Roll use magic.
10.
Close your eyes and you feel something slip away. And then when you open your eyes again, there in the trees in this tapestry is Lowry.
Yeah.
And I think Lincoln will honestly go, okay, back to work.
All right, fine. She will do that, and she'll spend her time kind of getting whatever ingredients and components they need for the spell. And I think, I imagine this kind of happening, this has been over the course of the last couple of days.
Sure.
This discussion has been happening.
Yes.
So I think fast forward to now, Anna might talk to Lowry in her head.
Because you said you wanted to be surprised, I like the idea of him being in the tapestry sort of for the foreseeable.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you can talk to him there.
Okay, then I'll do that. I will go in there to talk with him.
Okay.
We'll walk in. Hey.
Hey.
So I don't know how much you've been watching what's been happening, but it sounds like things are, I don't know what's going on. There's something going on with Theo's family. What else is new? I also had a vision that really is concerning me, and I don't know what's going on. I also feel like nobody's watching Catrell at the moment, and maybe we should go check on her to make sure that she's okay.
Yeah, that one's a little bit of a wild card.
Anyways, I know we were supposed to have our date tonight.
Are you having second thoughts?
No, I still want to. I think Anna kind of just slumps her head. I had a whole agenda planned out, but the more I think about it, when are we ever going to have a fucking perfect moment to go just have a day to ourselves? There's always something going on. Fuck, Diego knows better than anyone.
Yeah, Diego.
Well, I talked to him, so you don't have to worry about that.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I broke it off.
Well, wow. Listen, I don't give a shit about perfect.
Yeah. So you just want to hang?
I just mean, when you build something up and idealize it, it stops being real.
Yeah. I have a tendency to do that. I get very in my head about these things, kind of craft my own stories.
Yeah, I tend to do that too. I get pretty in your head sometimes also.
Oh my God, shut up. Do you want to just go ahead with the plan? Maybe just, I don't know, hang out?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we won't get to do hibachi, and Sky Zone is off the table, but maybe we can still have some fun.
Hibachi and Sky Zone.
And then figure skating was going to be the last thing.
God.
How come Sky Zone's off the table?
Well, it's only going to be open until 9 o'clock, and we have to go check on Catrell. I suppose we could take her with, if you don't mind.
Since when has a locked door ever slowed you down?
There was a reason I liked you. Okay, well, you sit tight. I'm gonna go do a little spell, and then we'll go pick up our 4-winged friend.
Like a anti-chaperone?
Yeah, I don't know. I know Mark would want somebody to be looking after her.
We can take care of that for Mark.
Yeah. So Anna will go then back out of the portrait or tapestry.
Okay.
And she will get with Lincoln to complete the spell. Because I imagine they've kind of been like preparing it over the course of the last couple days. And so they just kind of need to like do the thing.
So here's what I think. This body will last for 72 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it is made up of a ton of flour and cornstarch and sugar, 2 whole cases of eggs.
It's a paper mache body.
Where I was going was cake. Well, here's what I'll say. It will last up to 72 hours. Why don't you, in conjunction with Ramsey Lincoln, because that's who she is at this point, under the glowing, flowery ceiling painting, she'll begin her ritual. Why don't you use magic?
Okay. Hi. That is 14 advanced move.
So the lights flicker out. The like blue and purple glowing paint from the ceiling is the only illumination in the room. And Ramsey begins her ritual. And gradually all of these ingredients sort of come to float and incorporate themselves together and form out and flatten themselves onto this cot that then like does seem to rise like a cake and form into a human shape. At a certain point in the ritual, Ramsey will look at you and be like, hey, come on. What? And jerk her head back like, turn around.
Oh my God, okay.
Hey, you said.
She'll turn around.
And you hear like the rest of this. Honestly, I think there's probably a few upsetting cracking noises. Because I think the bit of advanced move that I'm going to give you is that if it comes to it, this body will be able to do combat.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would have broken up like cake. And so finally, the lights from the ceiling, like the reflecting blue and purple across the entire store, gradually fades out, and then the candles on the walls start to flicker back into life. And you hear behind you, so I'm Lowry.
Well, okay. What does he look like?
And when you turn around, he says, it's nice to meet you.
How much does he look like the Lowry that I've seen when we were in there versus in my head? What do I see?
So he's got very short, kind of like John length blonde hair that's like spiked up. He's wearing like a black sort of bomber jacket. On the left chest is printed like a pair of wings. And I think just like dark, fashionable jeans and black slip-on boots. And then underneath the jacket, distressed looking, almost stonewashed texture, black and gray t-shirt.
So how similar does he look to like what we've seen before, like versus in there versus in my head?
He looks most similar to the version in your head, but his hair is much, much shorter. And I think he even, versus in there, stands a couple of inches taller.
Uh-huh.
And he looks back at Ramsey, who like winks and goes, I mean, yeah, sure.
I think when after he says like, hey, like I'm Lowry or whatever, like Anna kind of like whirls around or whatever. I think just instinctually, she kind of just like reaches out and like kind of just like grabs his arm just to be like, are you actually here? And she'll kind of like be like, oh, okay. Hey.
A pair of golden wings will fly out from his back.
The fuck? That's different.
Ramsey's hands go straight up in victory. It goes, I gotta swear, you owe me $5.
Wow. I think she starts just like walking around and is like looking at the wings and is like, what did you do?
Special request.
Huh. Neat.
You got quite the boss there.
Yeah, you're okay.
She'll punch you in the shoulder.
Sorry.
Gift horses, Ashwood.
Thank you, Ramsey. I really appreciate it.
And I'm the finest specimen of a person that you've ever met in your entire life.
Well,
say it.
And she looks at Lara and she's like, maybe second best.
Well, am I at least the best boss in the world?
Yeah. You're the only boss I've had, but you are the best.
She looks at Lowry and they kind of like shrug at each other like, take what you can get, bud.
No, I do think Anna will kind of like walk over to Ramsey and sort of like sock her in the like kind of in the shoulder. Okay, you're the best.
Don't get too sassy out there tonight. I need you opening at 7, and I don't like working with people with hangovers.
As she's saying this, Anna just give her a hug.
Have fun, kid.
Okay, bye. Don't wait up.
Oh my god.
And then she's just going to grab Lowry's hand and be like, we've got somewhere to be.
He'll pull the wings back in and follow you out.
And I think we're gonna go pick up Catrell.
How do you get there?
His wings. I think you could give us a lift?
He'll like hold out a hand, and basically what I want to know from you is what means of carrying you is he going to do? Like, what's the configuration?
I sort of imagine like honeymoon over the threshold type carry me.
Got it. So he'll hold out a hand, and I think you will like take his hand and then jump, expecting him to catch you, which he does.
Uh-huh.
And his wings will come back out, and then with a mighty flap, you'll be off in the air. When you approach Mark's house, from far away you can see what appear to be 2 birds circling it. As you get closer, you can tell that one of those birds has 2 sets of wings. As you get even closer, you can tell that one of those birds is Lariat, and the other one is Catrell, and they are just flying in laps.
Oh my god. Around the house?
A few meters up from in the airspace around Mark's house.
Oh
The sun
my
is
God.
down, so it's maybe hard to see them, but
Yeah.
they're just
That's just bats.
Catrell, what are you doing?
flying!
Yeah, maybe let's not do that so out in the open though.
Well, you can't fly inside. On account of it's closed.
Well, I have an alternative. We can go to Sky Zone and we can sort of fly there.
You're gonna take me back to the sky?
No. Something sky adjacent.
I think they'll like flutter down and alight on Mark's driveway and be like, so what's a sky zone?
So it's this really cool place where you get to do all sorts of activities. You get to jump on these really springy platforms that will soar you into the air, and you can do all sorts of crazy aerial feats, and you can climb really high rock walls. You can do jousts on top of a towering platform. You can dive into a foam pit. You can do other things that I don't remember.
Those all sound like a bunch of awesome things that I want to do, and Mark told me today that sometimes when you do things, they give you money.
Well, we can go do these things because of the money that I have from my job. Maybe that's what he was talking about.
Do you think they have jobs at Sky Zone? Cut to.
Sorry, I also just want to say, just to like get this out of the way, Anna would have texted Theo and Mark to say, I'm looking after Catrell.
Aw.
Just so that in case they are wondering if they get back and she's not there, like, don't want them to freak out.
Mark sends a thumbs up emoji.
Mark and Theo, perhaps frightened, are walking up to the Nessos family door.
Hi, I'm Mark. I'm fuck.
Before you arrive at the door, it does swing open, and there...
Mark is reciting his
Oh, I see. He's practicing. Sooner than you are ready, like I think you are mid-rehearsal in one of these dialogueries, Mark, when the door actually swing open. Theo, have we discussed the staff at your home?
No. I feel like the Nessos home most definitely only hires like Greek servants.
Good to know. So the door is opened by the rather stout butler. I think he's under 5 feet tall, sort of the build of like a circus performer, like a tumbler, but in an exquisite tuxedo, white gloves and all. Real kind of punched looking nose, head shaved totally bald, but you can tell it's the kind of shaved head that's because he was going bald. This is Georgios, and he says, Miss Nessos, Mr. Mark, and looks back at you, Theo, and goes, your mother has prepared a light dinner in the porch.
All right.
So, which way is that exactly?
Is the young lady certain she is, he looks you up and down, dressed for the occasion?
Why don't you show Mark to where my mom is, and I'll go change.
Wait, you want me You want me to go by myself?
Not alone, sir. You will go with me.
Of course.
Theo will give Mark's hand like a tight squeeze. I'll be quick, I promise.
Okay. Mark pretends to smile. All right, good sir. Let's go.
And then you will walk down a series of halls with Yorgios, who will sort of speak casually behind himself towards you and just be like, "It is uncommon for a Nessos to take a mate who is outside of the Magio circles. You must be very special indeed."
It's what everyone tells me.
I should rephrase. You had better hope you are very special indeed.
Okay. Mark just is not doing okay.
Sure. Theo, you go back to your room, and curled up on your bed is your family's fluffy cat.
Oh, what's up, Dominoes? Theo will give him a quick scratching behind the ears and throw open her wardrobe to try and find something appropriate to wear.
Roll read a bad situation.
11.
What are you working with wardrobe-wise, Theo? I think there is a whole chapter of your wardrobe that is things that you have been given or been directed to get for yourself by your family.
Tell me what you think, Johnny, but I feel like Theo maybe finds like a black pencil skirt that still has the tag on it. I think she throws that on the bed and then finds a not turtleneck, but like high collar, dark blue blouse that hopefully matches Mark's, that has like a V neck, but the V neck is like lace. And I think she'll grab a black velvet blazer that the is it the lapels?
Yes.
Folded face are red. And then Theo will grab some stockings, tan neutral stockings, and a pair of black heels that also had the tag that Theo has to snap off.
Okay. All of that then is going to take you a little bit.
Yeah. I think Theo does a little bit of practicing in these heels to make sure she doesn't fall. I kind of am imagining that Theo has a little container or little treat bag squirreled away in one of her bedside table drawers for Sevdaminos. After Theo gets dressed, she's going to look to Sevdaminos and just kind of and do a little twirl, maybe almost fall, but catches herself. Do you think that Mom's going to like it?
I don't think he can properly talk, but he will kind of look you up and down and do that thing where he stretches the heck out of his front legs. Yeah, I mean, he just does the slow blink cat smile at you, and he just stands up straight and does the big Halloween cat stretch and then hops down from the bed and kind of just takes a step or two towards the door and looks up at you like, "Are we going?"
Theo will grab a treat from the drawer and hand it to him. Yeah, she'll open her door, glance one more time at the mirror. She's going to dismiss the magic that is on her left hand and reapply the magic on her right eye and hand.
Okay, roll that.
10.
Your eye turns normal colored. Your hand stops being gray.
Theo will head out.
Mark, Yorgios kind of brings you up to a door, stops dead, and whirls around on you to the extent that I think you almost crash into him. And he looks up at you and makes a big show out of straightening your jacket.
Was it off?
He looks up at you very curtly as though he's offended that you've spoken at all. "Do you know where you are?"
At Theo's house?
"You are at Mr. Bennett's house."
I'm just Mark goes, aye. I mean, okay. I mean, right. I don't know.
No, you do not know. You are in one of the very seats of power in the magical world, and you are about to meet one of her queens. I expect you to operate with respect, with candor, and with tact. Do you know what these words mean?
Yes.
And then he'll bring his face as close to basically the base of your chin as he can. Mark, you are quite tall, and this man is very short. And he will go, "Pray that you do." And then he will slink to the side and shoot past you. and leave this closed door for you to open.
And Mark just exhales. Oh, okay. Mark, you can do this. You have fire eyes. You do magic. You can always exit when ready. Okay.
It's traditional to enter first, a voice from the other side of the door says, having heard all of that.
Oh boy.
And you open up into like a sort of 3-season porch in which there is a small table and a few small plates of what appear to be sort of shareable Mediterranean dishes. There are 2 place settings opposite each other, and in between them is a very stately older woman who is wearing, I think, for the evening, an imposing crimson dress with a very flat neckline and those sort of open sleeves that button up again at or near the forearm.
Mrs. Nessos, nice to meet you, finally. I've heard good things.
And she like looks at you and sort of looks behind you, and her face spreads into a vicious grin. You must be Mark. Come, speak with me.
May I sit?
Yes.
Mark walks up and just pulls the chair back. Kind of squeaks a little bit, but he lifts a little bit just to make it less awkward. And then Mark walks up and sits down and just kind of gently scoots in.
She picks up a glass of what appears to be sort of thin grapefruit juice and takes a sip and goes, tell me, where are your people from?
My people?
Your origin. Your family. Let's start easier. How many brothers and sisters have you?
I have a brother and a sister.
And they are well?
I would say they're doing pretty well. Have you heard much about me? Has anyone heard really much about me?
She puts both of her elbows on the table and like dangles the glass in her fingers and says, no, Mark, I have heard very little about you.
I see, and I know very little about you. I've heard good things in passing, but...
Everyone has heard things about me and my family. Tell me, how do you spend your days? You are employed.
I am. I work for the Daily Tuba, but I spend most of my time helping people.
And this is where your ambitions level off, at the third of the newspapers?
I go far beyond just your typical newspaper, but, you know, solve mysteries and do things. Lots of interesting things.
But not quite to one of the atypical newspapers. Your mother and father, what did they do?
Well...
They were employed as well, I presume.
They are. They're in an interesting line of business.
Do go on.
We're back to this whole loop.
I don't actually know, my father.
I don't rightly know, sir.
Well, you see, I don't interface with them too much anymore, and it's just really been my mom and I for quite some time.
A single mother.
Yeah, we just recently connected again, and we're just kind of, you know, rekindling the relationship a little bit. And
her situation, was it death or desertion?
We had a little bit of a falling out a long time ago, and
your father, boy, where is your father?
I don't know where he is right now. To be honest, I wish I knew.
She'll reach for a plate and hand it over to you and be like, would you like some caprese?
Of course.
But when you go to take it, she will hold it back. You know that you are indoors. Your sunglasses.
Oh, no.
Let me see your eyes.
Of course. And I think Mark, trustingly, takes off his glasses and sets them on the table.
She did not expect you to do that. I think she will look at you and she will say, fascinating. I want to jump back to Anna and Lowry and Cottrell. Because, no, we still have to get you in there.
You mean, in the Sky Zone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, completely different dates going on right now.
I know. I'm loving it.
The juxtaposition.
Yes.
Theo's bringing home Mark to meet her mom, and is like it's all like rules and restrictions and like expectations. And Lowry and Anna, it's like,
we're breaking into the Sky Zone. Let's literally break a law in a place where we jump around.
We were going to break in there.
It's closed.
Oh, it's closed? What time is it? I thought it was open.
You said that it was 3 at our time.
So I am jumping back in between these that are happening at different times of the day because I'm rude.
Okay. So it's closed and we're breaking in.
Yes.
Fuck, okay. Well, then in that case, Anna's going to do a little sweep when they get to the building to be like, make sure there's no cameras, figure out what the best way in. Read a bad situation.
Read a bad situation.
Okay. 10, which is very good for her.
Well sharped, girl.
Yeah. So what's my best way in? Is the first question without, drawing alarm or setting them off.
Probably the shipping entrance. There is just in the back. There's just the garage door.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the alarms are on the humanable doors. The locks on this one are mostly, they're entirely physical. So if you can futz with the mechanics of it and get your way into this door, nothing's going to go off.
Okay. Any dangers I haven't noticed?
Where is the Sky Zone? Is this a real place?
It's in Minneapolis. Technically, I think it's in Edina, but...
I think there's almost a little clipboard or a ledger. You can tell that there is going to be somebody patrolling the exterior. So that's a danger you haven't noticed yet.
Okay. So, and you had said that if we can successfully get in through the door, we shouldn't trigger any alarms or anything.
Yes.
Are there any security cameras that we need to be worried about?
Yes. But I think because of the nature, you'll have to, I think because you asked that question, you'll roll +1 on your act under pressure to get up to the door. And then you'll have to roll again to try to break in.
Okay. Well, then I think Anna would be like, okay, we got to go in the back. That's the best way to get in. But we have to make sure that there's no security guards or anything patrolling the area. So we got to be super duper quiet until we get inside. And then I
love being quiet.
Yes. Okay. Keep that energy. And Anna's going to try to sneak us around to the back.
Okay. Roll act under pressure.
+1, right?
Yep.
12 advanced move.
Lowry and Catrell can practically hear the theme music. Hand signals. Tell them when to move when the camera spins in the right direction. You get up and you all flatten yourselves against the wall adjacent to the garage door. And then you get yourself into position to try to bust in. Roll act under pressure.
This is still +1 because I'm still acting off of the read a bad situation roll.
I'm at least going to consider it to be a +1 since you advanced move to the last one.
Yeah, well, I think that's how read a bad situation works, is while you're operating off of the answers, you get a +1 forward while it still applies to resolve the situation.
Okay.
That's we never remember to do that.
No, we don't.
So then it's a 10.
So that, you get in and you sort of use some tools that I'm certain you somehow carry around with you at all times, crack some things open, and Lowry bends down and throws open the garage door. Catrell is doing a victory dance to the point where she almost stays out too long and is caught by the camera. But you grab her by the collar and huck her inside, and the door slams shut just in time for the camera to pan over it. If there's cameras inside, they're on the entrances. You'll be able to play in peace. And so I'm imagining the lights slamming on in select areas. And Catrell's square pieces of black floor.
Yes. And then I think Anna is just going to sprint towards the floor. And then I think she just takes a big jump on the trampoline and tries to do the most badass flip that she can manage.
You know what I'm going to have you do?
It's an act under pressure.
Yes, it is.
That's an 8.
Okay. It's not bad. I think this is actually better. So you do that and you do a flip and twirl and stuff. And then you just kind of land on your back and then start bouncing chaotically to and fro.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear Catrell scream, "No way!" She follows you. It does exactly the same thing and just runs and runs. And this is one of the ones that has there's a slanted, before it hits the wall, there's another trampoline that you can hit, right?
Yes. It's the whole room is every surface is a trampoline.
Yeah, she sprints and then just pounds herself against the far wall and starts just bounding around to and fro.
Does Lowry come join us, or does Anna need to drag him out there?
Oh, she doesn't need to drag him out. He won't be as eager as Catrell, but he'll just all right. But he will be a little bit more contained in his jumping and sort of just go vertical.
I think Anna will see him being kind of drab about it and will be this isn't gonna do. And she's gonna like grab his hands and be like, no, you see, this is the place, this is the sky zone. We have to get
to the sky.
We have to get even more vertical. And she's going to like make him like jump like with her, and then
like do the double jump thing that you do on trampolines.
Yes, exactly, the double jump thing, and like shoot him as high as possible.
Oh my god.
You know what? Roll it again.
It's an 8 again.
So you start to bounce him a little bit higher, and he's like, okay, I kind of can see. But then he like he takes both of your hands in his, and right when you land and you're at the lowest point,
this sounds right.
His wings are going to come out, and he's going to flap really hard, take you basically all the way up to the ceiling.
Oh god. I think she just kind of like instinctually like grabs him.
And then you're like at the sort of peak of your jump, he's like this?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And then I think he like falls down, but like brings you so that he lands on his back with you on top of him and bounces back up into a different trampoline zone on your feet.
Oh, bet you weren't expecting this for first date.
Technically, I wasn't expecting anything for a first date.
Why?
I mean, flexes one of his hands and is like, this is new.
Yeah, but we have a lot of, things that we can do at our disposal. Why should it be out of the realm of possibility?
I'm just saying that I didn't think it would be so fun to be alive.
Huh. And I kind of think she like pushes his like shoulder a little bit and be like, there we go.
And then I think he will theatrically fall backwards and bounce back up off the trampoline.
Do you know why I asked you out, by the way?
My winning personality?
Well, yeah.
Oh, why do people usually ask each other out?
Well, I mean, maybe it's just because you've been in my head for so long, but I don't think that's it. But I think you just kind of get me. I don't know, like everybody else, I feel like they I don't know. People don't really understand me, but I think you kind of see through the bullshit. You call me on my bullshit. It's actually kind of like.
You have a lot of bullshit.
Well, so do you.
Am I supposed to like that?
I don't know. Do you?
Kinda.
Well, good. I'm glad that you think that this is not so bad being alive. Told you it was pretty good.
I think you could hear Catrell being like, this is like a sucky version of flying, but it's awesome.
I think Anna kind of like blushes a little. Well, I tried my best.
I think he looks up, and then he looks up and off in a different direction. And then he looks at you and goes, I'll be right back.
What are you doing?
Then he runs off and like holds up a hand to just be like, hang on.
Okay. Catrell, do you want to joust on the platform with me?
More than anything.
So what does Lowry do then?
Basically, he runs away and off into the darkness. As you're jousting with Catrell, the speakers start blasting music.
What kind of music?
Like low-key upbeat, I think.
Okay.
And then he comes running back, starts jumping and making as if to like attack Catrell.
Yeah.
But she fends him off expertly. You do that for a bit. As Catrell gets bored of the joust and starts just going off, and like she's doing the thing where she'll like jump, flap, jump. Basically is figuring out like, wait a minute, if I do this crappy version of flying and then I also do the normal version of flying, maybe it'll be like as fun as the crappy version and as normal as the normal version, but it'll be like a fun, crappy, fun, normal. And then she's like she's flying around and doing all that stuff. A slower song starts to play. I feel like the kind of something that first dates sometimes.
Are you asking me to dance, Larry?
Yes, I'm asking you to dance.
Anna will like kind of walk over to him. She's like, do you even know how to dance?
I do not know how to dance.
She'll be like, it's okay. Do you want to do the proper way how to dance or how they do it in the movies?
I think he's going to get into the sort of box stance on a trampoline and be like, I kind of figured we'd make it up as we go. And then he jumps really high and slams the trampoline so you both sail into the air.
Well, I think as they are dancing, Anna would probably like say at some point to Lowry and be like, So if I recall, the first time that we properly met, you said it was hard to like me. Is that, still the case?
Maybe I like a challenge.
Well, here and look.
Or maybe you're also hard to get rid of.
Oh, fuck you.
No, that's not what...
What do you mean?
I mean, there's more to you than your thorns.
Yeah, Anna will kiss him at that.
Oh. Lowry's eyes will go wide, but then he'll, settle into it.
Then she would put her head on his shoulder as they're kind of dancing. What am I supposed to do about this whole gray hand situation? Did you I'm sure you heard about that as you've been, in my head.
What do you mean by the gray hand situation?
The fact that he has some sort of hold over me.
Dare is built on deals. It's our currency. It's our language. It's how we structure our society.
But how could it even be a deal? I didn't agree to anything.
It's also kind of built on tricks. So, either offer a better deal or have a better trick.
Well, I guess I gotta get tricky. If you have any pointers, I'm all ears.
Oh no, you're the expert.
No, I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. I'm just making it up as I go.
You got me here.
Yeah.
You must be doing something right.
Well, I told you, I have a way with people.
And it turns out it's not such bullshit after all.
Well, I think Anna looks over to see what Catrell's up to. She's still off.
I think she's hovering in the air and staring at you two
God.
and being like, "Did you two kiss and I missed it?"
I think Anna kind of just doesn't know what to say, and then she's like, "Yep, we did. You missed it. It was great."
Yep, sexiest thing that ever happened. No!
Fireworks.
Do it again.
The whole shebang.
Do it again.
This isn't a.
We're not on stage, kid. Boo.
Oh, Catrell. I think it's maybe time to get you back to your house. What's this I hear about you wanting a job?
Yeah, Mark says there are these cool little things that you have, and then you get them and you put them in your house, and then they make you money.
You don't.
And you're walking out.
I love Catrell's logic for this.
As it fades out and is like, well, no, you see, and just trying to explain what it is.
No, a job isn't a thing. Everything has to be a thing.
No.
If it isn't a thing, then it isn't a job.
You put this thing in your house.
Oh, so the job stays at the place, and then you go to the place, and then you get your money from the job.
You go to the place. You do the thing that you are hired to do.
I imagine Catrell walking into a store and being like,
"Where is my job?
Where is the job?"
Exactly. So the job is the person that hires you?
No, kind of.
The job is the person that pays you.
So you know how we've been to the Clockwork Child before?
Uh-huh.
That's where I work. I work there, but my employer is Lincoln Ramsey.
And where do you keep your job? Mark and Theo. Mark has just placed his sunglasses down on the dinner table, and Theo enters.
Theo will knock on the door even though it's open.
Mm-hmm. I think your mother, Theo, will be like, "Did you know about this?" And Mark will turn to look at you. Fire eyes on display for the whole world to see.
Yes, I knew.
And then she'll look back at you, Mark, and be like, "Is there any way your father is part demon?"
I wouldn't say demon.
Theo sits down. Mother, don't you think it's a little bit personal?
But we are here to become personal, Theora. Now, let us be civil. And then she'll raise a hand and snap her fingers.
Is she still withdrawing the food from me?
Honestly, yes. I think she'll fully take it away from you and put it down on the table, and then snap a finger. And then a pair of servants, both young women, will come in, take a little bit of each of the serving plates and spoon it onto your eating plate and onto your mother's. And just take, and then slink backwards out of the room. How did you meet?
We met on a job.
Can I read a bad situation on the food?
Yes.
I thought about it, but then I was like, I'm going to give my mother the benefit of the doubt. We'll see what Mark finds out.
10.
What do you want to know about the food?
What's in it outside of food?
Hasn't been tampered with in any kind of way.
There's something going on with crushed walnuts, I think, as a topping on a lot of things. And they they strike you wrong. They remind you of that tea that you almost got dosed with a couple of times now. I also think, Mark, that you can feel snaking its way between your legs and nuzzling up against your ankle.
Is it soft dominoes?
There is a husky cat nuzzling itself in between your legs and ankles.
Oh, hi, soft dominoes. Mark looks down and pets the cat.
Odessa looks at Theo and raises her eyebrows in an impenetrable facial expression.
Mark's been here before.
And he's made friends.
Kathleen and Katerina sicked some dominoes on him and tried to give him truth tea.
She will rear her head back and let out a single hoarse laugh. Ha! Those two. And then she'll lean down and be like, but my Sevdominos cannot be sicked, and hold out a hand, and he'll climb up into her lap and start nuzzling her face. He goes where he will.
I hope that you'll treat our guest with better manners than my sisters did.
I hope that you will not make demands of your hostess and mother, Theora.
I just want my family to have a good impression on someone I care about.
I'm fine. Who's fine? Everybody's fine.
Then she gestures to the side, and Sev jumps off. You should hope for someone you care about to make a good impression on your family.
I think he's doing pretty good. Theo will look over at Mark.
I'm right here.
Yes. I think Theo will then kind of pointedly start eating.
Mm-hmm.
How old is Soft Dominoes?
Quite old indeed. Older than most cats get to be, and she'll reach down and scratch his chin.
Well, he seems like a nice cat.
Yes. I suppose he does. Do you have pets? Mark?
Clayton.
She puts down her fork and picks up a pen and makes a note on a piece of paper that you hadn't realized was there.
Mother.
We are becoming acquainted, Theora.
Well, usually when you become acquainted with someone, you don't take notes on them.
You do if you wish to remember what they say. Pets, Mr. Clayton.
Well, if you must ask, I have an owl named Lariat.
A very noble bird. Lariat, you say?
Northern barn owl.
For the famous hunting family. A shame what's become of that house. They were so important upon a time. But pride cometh, as they say.
So is Soft Dominoes the only pet that you have?
No. Tell me about your brother.
Well, like my mother, we just recently got reacquainted. He's been gone for quite some time, and he just moved into the area recently.
Reacquainted? What happened? What came between you and your mother, Mark Clayton?
She was struggling a little bit when she was raising me, and she went through... she did some things that she wasn't proud of to support me, and I didn't understand at the time, so I felt as though she was lying to me, and so I left to take care of myself for a bit. And now, being older and understanding the situation that she was in, we're beyond that now.
It can be shocking to see what a mother will do for her child. I think she might look meaningfully over at you, Theora. It is a truly unique relationship. And your brother, what drove you apart?
Our paths went in different directions, and we lost track of time. Really lost track of time. And, well, recently our paths crossed again.
Words can be difficult when discussing painful familiar history, especially.
But that's behind us now, and we're going to know each other again, and it's being, a family again.
Two grand forces which are beyond our control. Time and chance. But that which you can control, Mark Clayton, I see that you are.
I try.
Theora, how long have you been what they call an official couple?
I mean, we've known each other for, I would say, about a year, but maybe a few months it's been official. We're still figuring it out.
Mark cheesily smiles.
She'll write something on her pad of paper and then pick up her fork and pick up an olive. And just before she pops it into her mouth, and she'll be like, and when were you planning to introduce him?
Well, technically, Jacob and Kathleen and Katerina and Deacon have met him and Bennett.
Literally everybody except for the parents.
All my brothers and sisters.
In one visit?
No, not in one visit. Mark came.
Oh, many times. You've been here many times, Mr. Clayton.
Well, he's been here once and ran into the twins and Bennett. And
yeah, it was the time she was talking about before I I met the captain.
Yeah, and when we've been like out, we've ran into Deacon. And when I lived in Chicago, with Jacob, Mark came to visit me. And that's how he met Jacob. Jacob met Mark.
But no one introduced us to you guys when we first showed up, so.
You seem to be away, busy.
Well, isn't it a shame that you know of no way to get in touch with your mother? You've met all of my children. You have met my cat. At least I can take some solace in that I am perhaps the second to last to know.
Well, the nice part is we've gotten to meet you directly and not amidst everyone else. Appreciate the setup here.
Mark, roll manipulate someone. That could be misinterpreted.
12.
All right.
Advanced.
Shove it, Mom.
I'm not an idiot.
I think she'll look down at your sunglasses and up at your eyes. Yes, I suppose a private affair was the right call.
Why? What?
The fire, girl.
Did you just say why?
Yeah, I think Theo kind of sort of blurted it out, but then immediately looked down at her plate.
And your mom would snap her face to look at you and be like, the answer is self-evident. You know how your father feels about what your brother did. The fire will only serve to remind him. She's talking about Deacon's tattoos, which aren't there anymore.
Remind him in a good way or a bad way?
Bad way. Tell me, are they specially made? The sunglasses?
The glasses? They are.
I think she'll pick them. She'll reach to pick them up and gesture as if to be like, may I?
I think Mark offers.
She'll pick them up and sort of inspect them. Where did you get this set again?
I think I got them from
Dawnbreak.
Dawnbreak, yeah. Is there an insignia on them?
Kira?
I don't think we're rich enough to have an insignia. One of our tags is poor.
That's true.
Oh, yeah. We have some magical gear, but it's not anything fancy. It does the job.
I've tried normal glasses, but they keep melting.
One cannot trust normal things. What good is normal? I want it to clock for the two of you as the same kind of thing that Mark said. Then she'll hand it back and kind of just be like, maybe it's Spartan, but of good make and quality.
It serves me well. Keeps my eyes shielded.
You really think that father's going to be upset about that?
Well, he would only be upset about the things that he were told. Wink.
I mean, it's not the same as Deacon's.
Psst. She very instinctively cuts you off and then sort of seems to catch herself. That matter has been handled.
So we've been chatting about what we do and stuff. What line of business is your family in?
She gives a very shitty look to Theo, like, oh, what line of work are we in? We are, as they say, Mark, in the business of being in the business. The Nessos family has many investments, many, fingers in pies.
I think Mark kind of nods his head. Understood.
We are, for example, thanks to a bit of a lark on behalf of my own grandfather, part owner of your daily tuba.
I wasn't aware of that.
There is very little to be done in the day-to-day. It is simply a, stash of money.
So you guys have a lot of connections.
Like you would not believe. And she takes another sip from her grapefruit juice. The most, as you would say, responsibility comes down to the management and investigation of various supernatural goings-on. There are things out there which must be dealt with. There are things out there which must be introduced. There are things which must be cared for. There are unlicensed mages who cannot be held accountable. This is where we come in.
I see.
Your people have authorities. We are this authority.
And you police the power.
Police. We control it, Mark. We bring to heal.
I see.
There are segments of this city and the cities around which she sort of looks up and off as though she's trying to find a word, which we rule. Segments of the city I imagine you often find yourself walking among.
Can I Read a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 9. Is my mom threatening Mark with the whole, like, we rule parts of the city?
She definitely knows more about Mark than she's let off.
Like, I'm curious if she's, like, threatening to hurt him, if, like, you know, mob style.
I don't think she's threatening to hurt him properly, but...
Or is she, like, trying to warn us about something?
Set a boundary.
I think it's more like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I like warn because it does fit with all of the shit that I've said. What she's trying to let you know, Mark, is that those fire eyes and a lot of the other weird shit that you can do is the kind of shit that the Magio is supposed to control and own. And she's like, so if someone were to find out about, say, a young man with fire eyes, that person ought to be obliged to bring him to heel.
I won't let that happen.
You gotta work on your blurting out.
We're here to learn about each other as people. Civilized people. Theora. Sit up straight. Elbows. Hap hap. Theora, are you eating salmon with your salad fork?
Fuck off, Jonny.
And then she'll like pick up the carafe of wine and pour into Mark's glass to refill it, and then look at you and just be like, shake her head.
For the audience at home, underneath the table, there are sparks of gray and blue coming off of Theo's hands and falling to the ground.
You clench your fist and they stop.
Say for a second that I have more power. How would I go about being with Theo, considering that I love her and would like to look after her?
Well, that line of questioning takes Odessa Nessos by surprise indeed.
Yeah, I feel like Theo's like face whips to Mark.
What are you doing?
I can't decide if like she would go bright red or if all of the blood would drain from her face. I feel like it's the latter.
And because we're being honest to a degree, I let a sheen of light go across the armor.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I'm putting trust in you. A lot of trust.
At that, her eyes will go very wide. She will look you right in your eyes. She will look at Theo. She will pick up these sunglasses and shove them into your hands, Mark, and just stand up, and then go over to one of the sliding glass windows in this porch. You have to leave now.
Mark nods and says thank you. Mark gives Theo a hand.
Mom?
And she puts both of her hands on both of your shoulders and says, we will talk later. For now, you must leave.
Why?
I will tell them you are working.
Again, thank you. I will protect her.
Mom?
Then she will look you right in your eyes and say, this is very important, Theora. Your father must never learn that he is a prince.
Okay.
And then she'll like pull you in close for a hug and like slam her lips onto your forehead for a kiss, and then push you back towards the window.
I love you.
I love you more.
Theo will follow after Mark, but like we'll look back over her shoulder.
I think Mark will nod once again and take off.
And you will just hear her shout out the door, Georgios, we never had a meal here. And then a bunch of servants will come in and clear everything away with robotic intensity. Executive producer Jonny Grubb. This has been The Monsters Playbook, featuring
Detjen-Wander as Mark Clayton,
Lauren Johnson as Anna and Kira Ashwood,
Miah Detjen-Wander as Theo Nessos,
and Jonny Grubb as literally everybody else. Our theme song is by me, Jonny Grubb. The Monsters Playbook is produced and engineered by Miah Detjen-Wander and edited by Miah Detjen-Wander and Lauren Johnson. If you liked this episode, please tell a friend. We love friends. You can find the Monsters Playbook on the social network of your choice. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and now on Blue Sky. You can also hang out with us on Discord, and if you like what we're doing, please consider supporting us on Patreon. We'll see you next episode where, as always, I'll have some good news and some bad news. Thanks for listening. There's something going on with the nuts. I fucking knew you were going to do that.
There's definitely something going on with those nuts.
These nuts.
Okay, sorry.
13.
Yeah, we are.